Yes.
Awesome. Way to go.
I forget the name of the song I want to play on rhythm. It's Cattails, right?
Yeah, that's usually the one.
Is that 2 words or 1 word?
One, I think.
Well, if it starts playing something else, we know it's the other.
We could also scroll up just the tiniest bit, I think. Oh, that's right.
Try that away my junk rhythm mod for an English rave. Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. So we started off last session with the party all waking up at different locations. You guys managed to wander your way to the same establishment, the Round Elephant Pub, and then basically we were trying to figure out which direction the party wanted to go next. Andrew had a little inner tug pulling him in one direction. Zach and Logan, both having their past shenanigans, readily agreed to the plan. But Talaro was more focused on what was going on with the guild. Short argument ensued, which did, slightly spill into out of character, which I will try to work around in the future. But I think we basically just worked through that. And I guess there was one other thing that happened. You guys took the silks you found on your journey to Yanarosa, and you sold them to Darren. I don't remember exactly who went on that. I think it was Trouble Mew and Anya.
Did we add that gold to individual inventories yet?
You probably did.
I want to say we did, but can anyone confirm that?
Oh, golden.
You guys got like the 500 or whatever from splitting.
I thought we did like 600 something divided to the 602.
Yeah, I mean we had math, so I'm presuming you guys added it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
In short, the party has now realized that they have quite a journey in front of them over the next several weeks, in which they are to travel to the an uninhabited zone between the Aljoran Empire and the tribes of Sanrekia, where Andrew's kind of internal GPS is pulling him towards, which has, appeared because of his newfound connection to the Colonel. It was decided that the party would take their first leg over sea, followed by a stop at a port town, and then across the wilderness for quite some time. And we basically spent a lot of the session preparing rations and calculating costs. So
gotta pull up the spreadsheets.
We ended off having basically finished preparations, but if you guys want to go over that once again briefly, make sure you have everything, and then presumably head out. So I think there might have also been at some point, I didn't loop rhythm. Give me a second to set that up.
It's just, yeah.
Oh, I didn't get the exclamation point. So, was there a reason why you guys were going to stay for an extra day? I seem to remember that being a thing, but I don't remember why. And I could have also maybe...
I didn't think we wanted to leave midday or something.
Oh, so stay the night, leave in the morning.
Something like that.
I have no idea.
Let's just presume that was the plan. Because I don't remember the finer details either, so...
Do we have all of our rations already purchased for everyone? Water, provisions, and I think we set aside the gold for other supplies we would need.
Yep, I believe you guys purchased a climbing kit. The decanter of endless water solved a big problem, and you guys have rations, and presumably you're going to be buying horses, so you don't need to worry that much about weight.
And the horses were 110.
With a saddle, yeah, I think so. It was definitely somewhere around that ballpark.
That was for the combat horse, though, I think.
I think that was a combat-trained light horse, yeah.
Was the 110 and the other one was 80.
Potentially. I don't have the player's handbook open right now, but if you guys want the prices again, I can find them.
All right.
So, does anyone else have anything pressing they want to buy that they forgot last week, or should we get the show on the road?
Does everyone have a tent?
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Sleeping
not-
bags? Someone to carry their tent?
I should have a small tent, I believe.
I mean, I have a tent that Andrew is theoretically carrying. Well, not a, wait. Never mind. I have a bedroll and a blanket that Andrew is theoretically carrying.
I would
One more
say,
tent.
yeah, given what you know, I guess I should maybe go over that again. The area that's uninhabited that you guys will be traveling to, it switches abruptly between just snowy plains that go on for miles into an eventual mountain range that is full of volcanoes. So you'll have to be prepared to deal with very cold temperatures and very hot temperatures. And I
Okay,
would
well,
say
I have
sleeping in a
cold
bedroll is
clothes.
probably like you wouldn't want to be sleeping in a sleeping bag in the outdoors in 0 degree Fahrenheit. So I would presume. God, I'm missing my sentence here. I would presume that a tent is a good decision.
No, just get an extra sleeping bag. Sleep inside a sleeping bag. Inside a sleeping bag.
You know how they have those
cocoon
capsule
yourself.
pills and they put on like one half and the other one kind of overlaps it? Just get in a sleeping bag and pull the other one down over the top of the first one with you inside of it.
How to suffocate 101. I'm still looking for the horse's price, which is part of the reason I'm distracted currently.
Thought we sorted that one out already, didn't we?
Yes, but just for the sake of anyone that has not yet purchased one, a combat-trained light horse is 110 gold pieces. A
Mhm.
non-combat trained light horse is 75.
Cody,
So-
have you bought your horse?
We'll find out, I guess.
Cody, you better have bought your horse. You're gonna end up eating it. All right.
I guess we'll ask again when we hit the first city, just because.
So then everyone has tent, sleeping, sock, shirt, short shoes. Yes, sir.
Give me 2 seconds. All right, so I'm presuming speak now or forever hold your peace about stuff you want to purchase, because otherwise I think it's basically cut to staying the night one more time and heading out in the morning. So
No shopping. And
cool. All right, so you all return to your respective lodgings, whether that be the temple, the ship, or a house, or the inn. In the morning, you guys wake up ready for your extended travel ahead, and presuming you meet up either at the Broken Elephant or at Rachel's ship. So,
Probably no point in wasting time in the morning to get food, is there?
it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
so you could stay in town and eat a breakfast, but presuming you were leaving, you'd need to both eat lunch and dinner on the ship regardless.
Before we leave, I would like to pass a message along to my church as to our current situation, like an update, Alex.
All right. You just want to deliver that to the local church, or did you want to
Yes.
deliver it to your home? All right. Good enough for me. So you do that. You can basically in the morning, presuming you were actually staying at the temple overnight, you could have done that before you headed out. So
Right.
they are appraised. So I'll move us over to here, just for the sake of it. Anyone have anything they want to do before meeting up on Rachel's ship?
No.
'Cause if not, we can skip right to there. So the party gathers up, unmoors. Rachel, does your ship have a name that I'm forgetting, or have you not decided one?
You know,
And or
I
just not
halfway
thinking
feel
of it?
like it came up at some point. Let me see if it's. I don't see it written down anywhere. It's probably written down somewhere though that I'm just forgetting.
Regardless, if you know, just so I wasn't like missing it if you did have one. You guys unmoor the ship. Probably hire a couple more Goliath crew members for the ride over, and push off. Before you actually do get to leave, I should mention there is like a perfunctory kind of like, are you bringing trade goods out of the city? Do we need to tax anything on your vessel going out? But since you're not like, you know, you're not carrying merchant cargo, you don't get taxed or tariffed, I suppose.
Alex, it is
And,
the Etna. I found the note.
Cool. So, how do you, is it ETNA? Or AETNA or something?
ETNA. There's a DM message with it from like March.
Okay, cool.
Like
So,
Mount Etna, where
neat. Since you aren't carrying merchant cargo, you guys basically managed to get out of the city free of hassle.
Was Nick able to pick up that quest?
Yes. I don't remember exactly how much gold I said it was, whether it was 75 or 100.
150 to deliver mail and something else.
I think that was both of them bundled. I could be wrong.
Bundled, yes. Totaling would be 175 75 gold for each, I think, and
Yeah.
150 for total.
Yep. So you do have a little bit of stuff, but I don't think it was like cargo. I believe it was part of it was letters for the post, and maybe one of them was an object, but I don't exactly remember. Regardless, for sake of ease, you guys managed to depart from Rosa, going the opposite direction that you've gone in the past. You exit through the northern side of the city, which actually means that your ship has to course through the center of town, which is rather interesting because you do pass through the walls through each district, so you pass from the commoners to the guild and the guild to the noble, but it's very much kind of a waterway that is heavily watched, and there are gates between each district, especially for the nobles district. Like, there are sentinels that kind of keep everything moving along and make sure no one's stopping. So you guys cut through town and leave out the northern exit. There are, 4 days of ship travel ahead of you?
mhm.
All right, who wants to make the first roll? This time it is a d10.
AD what?
10.
Anyone feeling lucky?
Ah,
That's the good side, right?
it is. No surprise here. You guys are traveling through the rivers, and eventually you exit onto this larger lake to the north of Yanarosa. And as you do, you begin to enter you kind of glide through the lake and realize that you're being paralleled by a boat here, which is got also markings for the Golden Lions. The crew seems amiable, and while they do have a couple of trade goods, they're mostly just there to kind of like chat with you guys, and they wonder where you're going, how long you'll be. I guess this is actually a better map here. So basically, this is just a social encounter between you and another ship full of allied NPCs, which, if need be, in the next couple of days, maybe the next day, will come to your aid if something poor happens.
What side of the ship are they on?
I would just say the left side. So.
All right.
Port.
Are we just like yelling across the ocean at them?
Pretty much. I mean, I don't have a double ship map, but just presume that they're maybe pulled like 30 feet apart. So they're keeping a little bit of distance, but close enough where you can kind of, yell over.
Good. I don't know if anyone on the ship speaks flags.
Rachel probably would, as a side note, but
They have a
Speaks
megaphone,
Flags.
like a Sea of Thieves. They get this megaphone to chat.
We have proximity chat turned on.
I mean,
Is their ship about the same size as
Something,
ours?
something, something. Oh, we're
their ship is
heading towards the
slightly
Empire.
larger, just because it is it's like a larger cargo carrying vessel, and as you're kind of appraising that, you see that there's this one kind of not standoffish, but like standout individual, which is obviously like the captain of the vessel, given that he's got a rather ostentatious hat. And he says, it's always good to run into another member of the Golden Lions in these troubling times. If you need any help, just send up a flag or a flyer, and if we can see it, we'll come help. But where are you guys headed? He said, I mean, this is all when he's like bellowing it over. So
Oh, we're heading towards the Empire.
unfortunate. I'm heading towards the monarchy myself, but we'll be up together through the rivers, I guess. So whatever that's worth.
Yes. Appreciate the offer, Captain.
It's no trouble.
Sorry, out of
Yes.
character. My brain's a little fried, so
That's all good. But that's that for that day. Essentially, if you roll poorly and have a combat encounter in the second day, you will have allies join you in the fight.
Do we have any idea what they're hauling?
They don't seem to share the information, but do you ask?
No, I'm just by looks.
I mean, it's closed crates, closed barrels. It's not like they're...
Nothing out in the open.
Yeah. So, who wants to roll the next D10?
I'd say Rachel's on a roll. That was not intentional.
Also,
was this?
is anyone down hit points? I don't
Oh,
remember
look.
if anyone's...
Rachel rolled poorly.
It was bound to happen. Technically, if you average the two.
Rachel, that's my job.
Well, I'm not the one who said, "Oh, Rachel's doing well."
That was
just trying to
not
write
meant
my
to be
paper.
sarcastic. Okay, sorry. Do you want to write your paper instead?
All right, give me 2 seconds.
I mean, I'm doing my best to manage things on both ends. But I would like to finish writing this paper because
I just have to pull up a entry real quick.
how long have I worked on this? Like,
It's been a couple days.
yeah. Yeah, and
Due
that's a
tonight?
couple days of just the paper.
Where did it go? I'm okay.
So you're trying to find a token.
No. So move over to the world map just to kind of update where you guys are at. You are traveling together with this merchant ship and make it most of the way through the river here. But when you reach the exit back out to the open sea, you actually roll me a perception check, whoever is up on the crow's nest and or anyone else that's kind of keeping an eye out.
That's why not.
Logan, are you up in the crow's nest?
Probably just sitting up there where I don't have to do any work. Oh, hey, look.
All right.
Are there more
Yeah,
crates in
you
the
can't
ocean?
exactly see it. You can't exactly see it, Talaro, from where you're sitting. But Miyu, you notice this weird kind of shimmering visual from underneath the water, and it takes you a few more kind of seconds to like really understand what it is. And by the time you can see what's going on, sadly I don't have a token for this, but I will just come up with one out of the blue. Just another one of these dudes, because you know that's fun. How
I
do
yell out that there's a box in the water, but it's got a spear and tentacles.
No, okay, so what you see is a small reptilian. I mean, it's not small. I lied. It is a large kind of reptilian kind of fish-looking creature, which has oddly like instead of a fin, it's got something that more looks like a wing, and the wing kind of like sweeps along its body like a massive fin. It's an odd-looking creature, but it's got kind of almost mirror-like reflective scales as it surfaces from the depths, and it seems to be on a ramming course with the ship at the moment.
How big is it?
I'm trying to change the size of this token, but I don't know why it's not letting me. I believe it is huge, which is 3
That's
by
3,
3.
right?
Yeah.
And it had a large fin or some kind of fin-like appendage along the dorsal
Imagine
side.
like a shark fin, but at the top, instead of a fin, it's like a bat wing, kind of.
It's not a mirelurk. What am I thinking of? What's this animal? Or this creature?
Oh, it is not a real-life creature, which explains
No,
it
no, no.
probably.
Well, it's... Oh, what is it? They're the ones that you see in the thousands in some cases. They're like the common sea enemy. I'll find them eventually. I'll just yell down. Sharp, spiked, fish, divert course. And wave my arms frantically.
All right. Rachel, given the fact that you're kind of keeping an eye on everything just in general, you see Miyu begin to just kind of like wave her hands up in the air and she's yelling. You can probably hear her from where you're at, considering you'd be at the helm. So you can hear that there is a rather large creature approaching the port side of the ship. It seems to be around 2 turns out still. So it's
I
currently
definitely
off the map.
signal the captain.
All right. So you have like there's just generally a flag that you could raise in case of distress, and you'd probably take someone, one of like the Goliath crew members around or so to raise it. So they'll go over and do that. And let me see if he takes notice. Yeah, he does. So you see that the other merchant ship, kind of seeing the flag you put up, is now headed over in that direction. The enemy is still about 1 round out from the map, so anything else you guys would like to do? It's close enough now that you could maybe get a ranged attack off on it, depending on your weapons.
We think it's the wisest idea to shoot at it and aggravate it, potentially?
It seems to be making a beeline towards your ship.
May I attempt a divine sense evil? I mean,
Go ahead.
in that direction. All right.
I would like to tell the Goliaths that are currently over on that side to like help
Detect
make sure
evil.
like get off of that side of the ship and then help like focus on like steering and whatnot.
I have its detective's range is 60 feet, unfortunately.
It is further than that. It's actually not even on the map yet. I just had to put something on there.
Right. I'll get ready to detect that as soon as it's in range then.
All right, it's probably about 100 feet off right now, and you know that given its current speed, it will collide with the ship in the next round. So
Oh boy. Can I make a prep action to yell out if it has evil intentions?
Do we have enough time to arm, load, or are the cannons already loaded? Are there cannons?
that's a good question. I don't. I mean, you're a pirate ship, so you probably would, Rachel. I just didn't have any on this particular image. So if you, it really depends on what exactly were you up to in your backstory. Were you really just a soul merchant kind of ship, or are you a pirate ship that has been through combat?
I mean, she's a privateer, so technically she probably has like a few cannons and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll actually just draw them as black boxes on the ship,
Like there's
Or
probably
yeah.
at least 2 cannons somewhere.
on each side, most likely, maybe.
Especially if her job is like defending the ship. I just don't I don't know how big the ship is and how much room like a cannon would need to take up. So
It's like a 5x5, I think. So I'll
because
just
it'd probably be like 2 to 4. I'm thinking
I'll put 2 on each side for now, and
because
just
if
call these
her
squares.
We have
because
swivel
her
guns.
entire job is like defending other ships, she probably has cannons.
You do have 4, but I would say probably not on the swivel guns, just to keep things simple, because I'm, I don't have stats, but I could find them for a cannon.
I'd like to yell down as to what the status is of the cannons.
The Goliaths inform you that they've done a bit of maintenance. They're ready to be fired, but basically how it works is if you fire them, they need to be reloaded, which takes a turn.
Alright, so they are loaded.
Yep. So
I think it'd probably take too much time for me to get down from the mast safely. Do we want to put, if Nick senses evil intentions, he can fire?
the sense evil is his action, so
Okay.
I think. I mean, the preparatory is to sense evil and then shout out. So, I would say the Goliaths would actually move over there and start like prepping to fire the cannons if need be. At least some of them. But
Off your job
Presuming-
is reloading cannonballs.
presuming no one
Probably
else
not
has like
that
a
heavy.
preparatory action or anything, go ahead. Trouble, you sense evil, and it seems like this thing's not evil, but you also know that in general, like,
Right.
things don't have to be evil to want to like kill you and or eat you. A lot of like
Makes
dumber
sense.
animals aren't like intelligent enough to know the difference between good and evil. They just know they're hungry.
I yell over. No, no heinous intentions, Captain.
And I will go ahead and have the Goliaths roll a sense motive to see if they can figure out what this thing's going to plan on doing.
On your orders.
So I would say the big fish gets to about here before that Goliath is like, you know what? It's not gonna turn, and he tries to fire the cannon. So I'm gonna roll an attack roll for him. What is this thing's AC? Not actually that great. All right. So you see the Goliath number 1 fires his cannon and strikes whatever this thing is, and that does 66 bludgeoning damage. So
Right. Was that a number or a number of dice?
Can I help the Goliath
Number
load
of
the
dice.
cannon from the side?
yeah. So essentially, if I understand how they work right, it takes basically someone can aim it and fire it. It takes 2 actions to essentially, or like, it's a weird rule, but essentially you can help load the cannon again.
Right.
I would say to fully make the cannon operational, you'd need 3 crew members, because that's what the stat block is telling me. But I will just have you appropriate Zach or Cody as needed. So let me just drag them over, since Zach, Cody, you guys are around.
Thanks for
Yeah,
letting
I'm
me-
here.
Yeah.
I'm working on trying to get food squared.
Sure.
So,
Well, it is at that point now where the sea monster is essentially going to try to go in and ram the ship.
over. Alright, yeah. NPC me for now. I've got to
You just move over
grab
there.
food, so.
So with its full movement, it gouges into the side of the ship, and I will have it roll a. I mean, I don't think it's going to miss, but in the rare case that it gets, blinded or whatever by the cannonball. Yeah, no, the ship is hard to miss. All right, that's not so bad. Yeah.
Are we
There is
taking
a
part?
there's a glancing hit on the bottom of the ship. Essentially, how I'm running it is I've given the ship a pool of hit points that I'm subtracting from, and essentially, like, things will get progressively worse as it hits milestones. But for now, it has seemed to kind of gouge one of the sides open. You're taking on a small amount of water, but this is easily enough fixed. But it is only the first round, so go ahead and let's roll some initiatives. That's interesting. What is this thing's plus? It's 5. All right.
Dagnabbit.
One day.
One day.
Solid, dude.
Are you guys tied on Dex? No.
No, Rachel is
Lara
right.
is higher.
That
Yeah, I would
glancing
hope
hit really
that
threw me
my
off.
25 mod index is higher. Or not
Sorry?
25. 5. It's a 20 score, 5 modifier. I know how to speak.
Cody, what is your, and Miu, what is your Dex? Because you guys tied as well.
I win.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wins.
I'd be very concerned if I didn't win
Well, you've got a +9.
against old Red Eyes there.
I will just have Anya be tripping out of her mind, seasick somewhere, so that I don't have to worry about it for now. All right. I rolled a 19 plus 5, so the beast wins initiative. So as part of that, I will just have it continue its gash under the ship, and it moves. Temporarily, you guys lose sight of it.
That's not good.
But you do hear it just scraping the underside of the ship.
Lara winces, trying to calculate if it's gonna cost her any gold to repair and how much.
All right. So I will say, basically, it has moved beyond your guys' sight, but you would need a perception check to successfully kind of figure out where it's at right now. The last thing you guys saw was that it was here, and you kind of heard it moving south.
South meaning that we are currently traveling west.
Yes.
All right.
For just this orientation.
I'd like to use my action or use my action to make a perception check to spot the creature and call out its position to the rest of the crew when that becomes
Great.
relevant.
I mean, it is your turn, so go ahead and roll me that perception. Let me see what its plus to stealth is. It might not have any. That actually makes it pretty easy to spot. So, hold on. Nope. No plus to stealth. Alright. So, Logan, it's pretty easy from your vantage point. It has gone under the ship and has kind of surfaced over on the other side here. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. There you go.
I will call it out and ask permission for cannons to be manned.
Right.
Or man cannons port side, I guess.
Technically, that's starboard, right?
No.
Starboard
port,
is right.
Starboard.
Isn't starboard right and port is left?
Yes, and we are traveling to the left, so this is the left. This is port.
Port is left, boys. Port is left. Starboard right. Starboard.
I'm pretty sure this is the right. Okay, this is beyond. Now we're just arguing semantics, but the ship is traveling to the left, which
Yes.
means that orient your turn your head 90 degrees counterclockwise,
Yeah,
and it's on the right side, which is starboard.
wrong.
Oh, it's on the left side.
Am I nuts?
You're completely bonkers.
You're special.
You're special. Freehand. We're traveling this way, right?
Yeah.
And to the left side of the ship, which is this way,
No.
as you're facing forward.
What do you
If
mean?
this is forward, this is left.
Are you trolling me?
All right, Alex.
No,
I
If
want
you
you
were,
to go
if you were
there.
standing at the captain's spot and
Yeah.
facing forward,
Forward being to the left.
oh my god, I'm stupid.
Yes, you are.
Okay, look, I don't
Fucking
know what
special.
just went on there, but
Holy
I'm
shit,
pretty
we have
sure
that on
I just
video.
I rolled a nat 1 on my int check. Like,
Alex.
straight up. That was bad. I was like, that's the right side. I was sure of it. I'm so dumb. Okay.
How is that right?
I literally
Alex,
just
your brain
experienced
sounds more
a nat
fried
1.
than mine is.
Alex, stand up from your chair, turn to the left 90 degrees, and hold up your hands, making L shapes.
Look,
Port is left, son. Port
we
is
understand
left,
that I just
son.
crit
Starboard
failed. All right, it's on the
Well,
port.
It's on the port side, man. The port side cannons. I yell out as God is confused.
Yes. Okay, Cody, it is your. Oh, I need to roll for the Goliaths. Hold on. I remember now because they actually rolled pretty poorly, but they will wedge in between Andrew and Nick.
That gap of 14 points.
It's like
Okay, so, Cody, your go.
Alrighty.
go blast.
Blast him, Cody.
I'll go here, and I'm a blast.
Just lean
Go,
over
Cody.
the side and shoot it.
Cody, man, the cannon. It's loaded.
Fine, I'll man the fucking cannon. And I'll go blast.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a ranged attack. Oh, yeah, easy enough. You hit it head on. It's an awkward angle, just given how close it is to the ship, so you have to kind of tilt it down, but it's capable of doing that. So go ahead and roll me 66.
If I got hit with full force of 66, I would have -4 hit points.
Yes.
So, I have a question.
Mhm.
Does the cannon fall under the feat I have that allows me to rapid reload? This feat.
It's a chosen type of weapon, so you had chosen your gunslinger.
Yeah, no,
weapon.
that's fair. Yep.
So, you fire off the cannon. That is your action for the turn. I believe that means we go down to Rachel, unless you have a swift action, but I'm not sure.
Nah.
So, Rachel, it's your go. Currently, you are piloting is not the right term. Captaining your ship. So go ahead and do you have like profession sailor and or some skill that would help you essentially navigate your ship at the moment to make sure you're not going off course or lose control?
You know, it's probably Profession Sailor. I think we counted it last time. I just haven't actually filled it in. And I don't have any points in it.
It would probably be a
um,
dex skill, so roll me for now just a flat d20.
Okay. Flat D20.
Okay, add 4. That's 21. Or that's not your dex, is it? What is your dex? I don't know why I looked at a character sheet on my
5.
desk and I was like, "That's your dex."
5.
Okay. So plus 5, 22. For a moment there, it just kind of jostles you as you were saying. You're kind of calculating in your head, "Oh God, that's gonna hurt the ship," but you manage to retain control and keep a straight course, which is good because it allows the other ship to start getting closer to you, and they will be helping out in the next round. So, Andrew, it's your go.
Yeah. So is the thing close enough that I can go whack, or no?
It's far enough down in the water that that's kind of beyond your reach.
Unless you want
Got
to
it.
dive real quick.
How long can you hold your breath?
And notably, the ship is currently moving. So if you were to, dive, you would need to keep up with it, which might prove to be a challenge.
Yeah, not gonna try that.
Did you ever get yourself a ranged option, like a javelin or something?
No.
I have one on myself.
You think I need ranged options?
I mean, it would
You
help.
don't know who you're talking to.
There are several things around the ship that you might be able to make into a makeshift weapon.
Well, this can't... What is
What
it?
if you just threw a cannonball at it?
Could do that. There are cannonballs in like.
It's your
small places next to the
cannonballs, so
cannons.
Captain. Okay, but okay.
You
Just
know?
like drop it on it.
It's the strength-based slingshot build.
Do the Olympic sling. Just do a few spins and chuck it.
Shot put the man in the face.
Yeah,
Put the cannonball.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the throw cannonball option.
All right. Can you move on roll 20 over to one of the cannons?
Yeah, do I need to go to...
That one
Twice.
would work.
Yeah, I'm close enough.
Could also shoot the cannon at it.
I would, given kind of the awkward angle there, it doesn't. I mean, it would be a
Tricky.
tricky shot. I would make the AC higher because you're like turning it like 45 degrees and pointing it downwards, which would probably require you in some part to like pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a tricky shot. But if you want to just yeet a cannonball, go ahead and roll me a. You can roll this as a thrown weapon, so you can use strength. So go ahead and just roll me a melee attack.
Well,
Notably, your +1 to attack applies here. So
so first gonna blood rage, and then yeet. Add a 1 to that. So 14.
Found the perfect damage.
hold on. Oh, okay. You rolled a 3, not a 10. Do thrown weapons get to attack touch AC? I don't remember. I do have to Google this because it literally makes a difference. Thrown weapon Pathfinder. Thrown weapons. Oh, I don't think it does. So just you go up and you just scream in rage as you enter your blood rage. You pick up this baseball or this cannonball and throw it like a baseball, and by 1 point you miss the monster. So,
Dagnabbit.
which is kind of like you weren't expecting the resistance of the water calculated in your throw, and it just ends up just short.
Curses. Cursed water resistance somehow applying in this location when I'm throwing through the air.
I mean,
I mean,
are
it's
you approximating your object as a uniform sphere?
yeah, it's
You know I might
divots in the
be.
cannonball. I'm kidding, of course.
I will
All
make.
right, so the Goliaths are gonna move. Hop down. And this guy's just gonna keep doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I
I'll
was
say
gonna say he should. One of them should probably remain by me.
Yeah, he's
In
messing
case
with
I need to
rigging
make
and
him
the
take
sails to
over.
try to help out. So I will have them each roll to. Actually, I do need to check something real quick. Yep. All right. So the two Goliaths over there, you see one of them hefts up a cannonball and reloads the cannon, and the other one is jamming it down and packing it with black powder and resetting the cannon so that Cody can fire it on his next turn. Just for the meme of it, this Goliath sees what Doth is doing and is like, you know what? Good idea. Picks up a cannonball. And just for the fun of it, I'll roll this one out in the open. No.
Oh,
I mean, he does have...
flop.
He's got strength, but it's around the same as Doth's. So, like, just
I
about
mean-
the same thing you did, Doth. He repeats it.
I mean, if he has my strength, that'd be a +10.
They're not as strong as you, and they're also, like, they're hirelings, not, level 3 barbarians.
Got it.
So their plus is less than yours.
Got it.
But he tried. Trouble, it's your go.
Right.
Oh, before you actually do, just as a bit of flavor, the other merchant ship that is aiding you guys has now pulled up to the side, and next round they will be helping out at the same time as Rachel does. So you see that there are several more sailors on deck, but they have more like harpoons and kind of equipment for heavy fishing, whether that be because of what they're carrying or just because they have it around. They are preparing to attack.
I assume it will take a full action to tie a rope around my javelin so I don't lose it permanently, right?
Do you understand what the point of a javelin is?
I guess it's not a harpoon. You're right.
If you wanted to try to do it fast, that would probably be sleight of hand. And like depending on what you roll, I could have you either do it fast enough where you could still attack, or you could just like screw it up and waste your time. But
Oh, I don't want to waste the rope as well. Well, theoretically, I can pull it back if I tie it properly. I'll use my daily to move an extra 10 feet to get up to here.
all right,
And you said that I could somehow attack on the same turn if I tried to quickly tie it to a rope.
yeah. So if you wanted to roll me a sleight of hand check, it's not super hard to just quickly tie a knot. But maybe like DC, I don't know, like 10 or 12, depending.
Looks like my armor would apply here. Oh boy. Yeah, no.
Uh,
Well, I'm using
really?
my own rope theoretically, or
Uh,
ship's rope.
Trouble, you get about halfway through trying to do what you're doing before you're like, maybe I shouldn't tie this to the metal bit at the front. Oops.
All right. Does that end to mean my turn then, or should I still chuck it?
I would say just because I'd let you throw it at a -4 because you're doing it like rushed. If you wanted to,
Tempting. I'll
you get like
pass
halfway
this turn.
through, like 3 seconds through your turn, screw that up, and you're like, okay. And
I'll pass my turn on and trying to get this rope tied properly.
all right, it is the monster's move again. You see that it has been, I mean, it's bleeding from the several attacks it's taken, namely the 2 cannonballs. But it reaches its head out of the water and opens its jaw, and suddenly actually it would probably move back a little bit because then it hits you all with the cone. It opens its jaw and just suddenly a torrent of water comes rushing out, up and at the Goliaths. It's a large enough cone that I have to check. 30 feet. All right, Miu, you're just out of range here. But Trouble, Cody, and the 2 Goliaths, I need you all to make me a reflex save.
Way to go, Cody. Lean into
Let's
it.
go. Hey.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Apparently, me and Cody just brace each other.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. All right. So Cody, Nick, and the 1 Goliath to the left side have you guys basically immediately, as soon as you see this, hit the deck, And you're glad you did, because just a torrent of water comes and smashes into this poor Goliath bastard here. You guys still take half damage, so that would be 19 over 2 is 9. So each of you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and the Goliath here, he takes full, and he gets pushed back 10 feet. So he smashes into the boat there, and he's looking a lot worse for wear. And then the creature this time moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's about 10 squares, right? There to there. Yeah. So it quickly unleashes that torrent of water, dips back underwater, and shoots off to the rear of the boat. That is it for its turn, which means Logan, it's your go.
To the stern of a ship.
Logan, find it. Go.
I find it. I maybe find it.
I will have it just roll for the hell of it. Surprisingly, I criticaled its stealth check, so it dips back under, and since you guys lost sight of it when you dipped under, you actually don't know where it's at right now.
Huh, we're on a submarine, guys.
Start describing different patches of blue water and how they look vaguely
You
animal-like.
see, like, you know how, like, turning a jacuzzi on in a hot tub, it just kind of, like, turns the water into a royal and you can't really see what's underneath? It basically has done that, so you know it's somewhere on the left side of the ship, but you don't know where. And I'm continually trying to figure out how to change the stupid things it's on the layer you can't see it on. There we go. So, for now, you guys, at least Miyu does not see where it's at. Cody.
Hold on. Oh wait. Oh well, it's my turn. Never mind.
Let me see if I can't find this fuck.
Would be a well, since it crit on its stealth check, you'd probably need a critical to see it. So if you'd like to try to perceive it.
I'll just roll a d20. I'm not seeing the fucking thing 'cause I'm special. Yeah.
You peek your head up once the thing is blasted you with water after you had to hit the deck, and you don't see it.
So I just prepare to shoot it as soon as I can see it.
All right. Rachel.
Is there any steering business I need to double check on?
I would say just go ahead and roll another just dex. So d20 plus dex.
Well,
That's rough. All right. Go ahead and roll severity. You want low to be good or bad?
Bad.
Alright.
Of course.
So, you
I make the Goliath take over after this.
So you are going pretty strong for the first little chunk, but then you hear another kind of crack as part of that attack where it has unleashed that vortex of water. One of the important ropes that holds the part of a sail in place has just snapped and is now flinging everywhere in the wind, and the sail is partially like collapsing on itself.
You mean the sail I'm on?
Yeah, I make the Goliath take over, and then I prepare to go see if I can fix that.
You're not on a sail so much as you're on the crow's nest, Logan. Unless you decided to walk out on the mast.
No, I'm not that stupid yet.
Okay. But you do see this all go down, and actually, as part of it, I might as well say, since that Goliath got knocked back, it's whatever sword or sharp object he carries on him has like dug into that rope, and that's what caused it to cut after a little bit of a shift. So, I would say until that gets fixed, the ship's going to be moving at half
Alright,
speed,
I'm back.
which essentially will allow the creature itself more movement.
And apparently Donnie has said I'm glad to hear I was here to hear that, so I missed something amazing.
Ah, well.
Alex being retarded.
Oh yeah, it was probably me being retarded. I crit failed anyway.
yeah, it's like
Crit failed IRL.
Yeah, literally, I was like, it's the right side. It was the left side, and I doubled down on it being the right side when it was not.
You, like,
all of us told
tripled.
him it was the left.
I tripled
and he doubled
down.
down. It's like,
Yeah, I'm dumb. It's nothing new.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
It is also. What did you want to do with your movement, Rachel?
Oh, I'll probably start heading towards the sail. So it's like where the Goliath is.
Yeah,
Like
I would
that,
just,
the
for
sail
the sake
over
of ease,
there.
I would just say move to the center mast where Miyu's at.
Yeah, I'll probably just start heading that way and working on and then next turn I'll deal with like climbing or doing whatever that I have to do to.
Yep, so it takes you a double move to get over there in time. And I'll say that allows you to climb a little bit up at least until you can maybe get to the source of the problem. It's also the merchant ship's turn. I'm gonna see if they've got like 2 or 3 people over the side of the ship, so they're gonna each make a perception check. And none of them do succeed. But you do see that there are a few sailors now. They're not manning their cannons just because of how disastrous that could be if they missed. But they've got several people that are just holding harpoons, kind of on the lookout. And they'll take preparatory actions to attack when they can see it. Andrew, it's your go.
I'm gonna prep throwing a giant cannonball.
Let's go.
Okay.
I
It's the
can't see
Goliath's
it.
turn. Yeah, I mean, if you want a perception check to see if you can point it out.
I'm not gonna get a crit.
I mean, everyone's got an equal chance here,
Just easier to wait for its turn to pop back up.
essentially. But okay. The Goliaths go. I'm gonna just say this one, since he's at 1 hit point, is now going to just go hide himself away.
Good. I would order him to do so as I'm walking up. Like go take a nap.
So he ducks under the deck, and for all intents and purposes, unless everything goes terribly wrong, out of combat. The other Goliaths, this one is gonna take another cannonball, make a perception check. Well, the 19, not good enough. And then this one's going to assist in reloading this cannon. Did you fire that again? Or no?
No, it's a prepped action.
Alright, he will prepare to fire the cannon if the ship... Actually, never mind. Since the merchant ship is on the other side, he knows it's too great. So he will follow the other example, move over here and pick up a cannonball. Just hurl them. Trouble, it's your go.
Where was the one that was injured?
He is ducked under it. He's essentially out of combat. He ran down one of these staircases, so he's under deck.
All right.
This dude over here is down 9 hit points. But other than that...
How's he looking exactly?
For the sake of... I mean, he's nearly half health. The Goliaths have around 20 hit points.
Oh. Should I?
Wait, Nick, did you get your... What's it called? Did you get evil sense motive from it?
No.
No, there was no evil in it. It's not an evil-lying creature anyway.
Okay.
I'll finish tying the rope around my javelin, I guess, for now.
Alright. If you want to
I
take a
really
full
should have
round
gone
of
for
that,
cannonball plan, honestly. You know what? I think I will if you don't mind, Kevin.
Okay. So you hoist up a cannonball and get ready to toss it. I love having like a whole bunch of meatheads just holding cannonballs instead of...
Should I get on the other side just to spread out?
Could be.
Spread out the range, I guess. We're not sure which side it's on, right? Or I
Nope, you
forget.
don't know where it's at.
I'll get on the other side then, just in case it's there.
We don't even know where it is, and you guys are just chucking cannonballs.
Getting ready to.
I'm gonna
Sure.
have to roll an
Should we
int.
roll perceptions on each of our turns? I don't know.
So I had it roll an int to see if it could realize that the left side of the ship is certainly the more deadly one. I rolled a critical fail. So,
Man, I'm useless as combat.
it resurfaces where it left off. Hey, if it had rolled well, you would have been the only one to attack it, Trouble. But it will resurface there because it's dumb. and go in for an attack on the side of the ship. So all of your preparatory actions will now go off, as it,
Yeet.
for some undescribable reason, decided to abandon stealth. Let me just roll some
Let's
attacks.
fucking go.
Roll to
Yeah.
Let's
Cody.
fucking go.
Roll to confirm, Cody.
Yeah, roll to confirm your crit, so ranged attack.
Another ranged rather than
Yep.
just a d20.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh
so
no.
go ahead and roll your damage, and you have crit, so whatever that means for your gun.
This is for the cannon.
That you can't really hit. I mean, sadly, it's just like not an angle that you can hit with that cannon at that point. Like you'd be shooting it practically sideways. Like it doesn't have that much of a range, I think.
Throw it like a curveball, baseball.
If you are picking up a cannonball and throwing it, then it is technically a melee attack. But I would let you use your pistol here if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm.
Like the cannons here don't have that much, you know. I would allow them to basically hit in a cone. So like that is okay.
So my critical multiplier is 4, so it's 1d8. It's my normal damage times 4, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage. Okay, 20 points.
Cody, come on.
I mean, even with that, you did about as much damage as the cannons were doing, so you definitely, like, you take out one of its eyes with a well-placed pistol bullet. And it is very unhappy with that.
How
It's looking
much does-
pretty beat up right now, but it's still going, so... Those of you that had preparatory attacks, Doth, just tossing it, I think it's gonna be, I was gonna say a d6 plus your strength, but it's also kind of falling, so I'll add a d6 for falling damage, I guess. So just do 2d6 plus strength.
Okay. That's 1, not 2. So 8
8 plus...
plus 7.
Alright, 15
15.
points.
I
And
am a
will roll
cannon.
damage for a couple of harpoons, because 2 of them managed to hit. Okay. Alright, you see 2 of the harpoons from the other merchant ship manage to hit their mark, and I think that's it for prepared attacks. Except for trouble. However, it will get an attack on the ship, so... You think you're nearing the threshold of what you can take and like be for the most part okay. If you take any more, you're going to be in a state of minor emergency because you'll be taking on quite a bit of water. But it will end up moving. I'll have it roll another stealth check real quick. Not that great. So you will try to move over here again. And it resurfaces. Trouble, you do manage to see it, but it is quite the distance away from your cannonball. If you'd like to roll an attack. Did you catch that, Nick?
Should I roll
Yeah,
base
roll
attack
a...
plus 1d20?
It's basically a melee attack, because you're throwing it so you can add strength. Plus base attack.
Oh, so that'd be a plus 8 then. Oh. I rolled
Kinda
so free so far.
Kind of makes sense with your distance and all. So, you lob it, and you're plenty strong, but you're also tossing a cannonball for like 60 feet.
I
Or
can
did
have
you-
a
30
free
feet.
action yell out that it's on this side now.
I failed it.
Starboard side, next to the next to. Excuse me.
Are you sure it's the starboard side?
Don't at me like that.
That is starboard, yeah.
4 days left, son. 4 days left, son. Starboard right. Starboard right.
Miu, That
Yes.
lands us at your turn.
Seeing that its position has already been called out, I will attempt to assist with the reset of the rigging and the sail.
I'm assuming I'm
Okay.
just at the bottom of initiative, then.
So I guess when the roll is made, I'll help on that action.
I forgot to put you in initiative, Zach. So if you'd like to roll, I had too many NPCs already.
Sorry.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll initiative. How long have you been back for a full turn? Yeah, I mean, I'll just
I have no idea if I have or not.
you'll go after Logan, I think. Oh wait, after Logan and Rachel or Cody, Logan and Cody, because you tied.
He got back right when I took my turn.
Okay. I'm just scrolling back up to the top of the initiative order. Yeah. Okay. So you'll go after Miyu and Cody. So, Logan, it's your turn. If you want to assist here, go ahead and roll a I would say sleight of hand to essentially grab this rope and start tying a knot and trying to fix whatever's going on. All right.
I will do that.
I would say, Rachel, are you going to be spending your turn on this as well? Because if you'd like to, I would let you roll an assist now to see how well it goes.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah.
Go ahead and also roll sleight of hand.
That
Alright,
means I rolled a 2. Oh, good grief.
unfortunate. I would say you've got a temporary fix going on, but it needs attention still. So like, it's not going to get any worse, but it's not really getting better yet. You've kind of got a hand on the rope, but the ship is still traveling half speed. Cody, that lands it on your turn. It's been called out that the monster is on the other side of the ship.
I'm gonna book it over there,
All right.
and I'm gonna shoot it.
Yeah. This time, hold on. You do actually clip this square, so you could hit it with a cannon.
Fire the cannon.
Right, a 20 does indeed hit. Go ahead and roll me 66. If you max roll, wow, that's a good roll. All right. If you max rolled that, it would have died. So it had 36 hit points left. Now it has 13. Zach, it's your go.
So what's happening with the rigging in the center there?
Essentially, at one point, a Goliath got knocked back, and one of the ropes helping up the sail has snapped. So the sail is kind of half-mast right now, and they're trying to help fix it.
I shall go assist with that, I guess.
All right.
So,
Go ahead and add your assistance then to the current roll.
do I roll a sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. Yep.
Big rolls.
All right. Actually, that,
Not bad
that
rolls.
pushes it over. So, all three of you together now, essentially with Daraka's assistance, managed to create a patchwork solution here that is. It still needs to be like, at some point, either the rope needs to be fully replaced or magically mended. But for now, you have a temporary solution. You are free to do other actions. But that does take your action, Daraka. Which
Yep.
Worth
Well, I
it.
mean, it's not
us-
like I could have hit the thing anyways. So,
Don't throw your knife at it. You'll have to collect it.
yeah.
Rachel, it's your go.
Was that not my...
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. You spend your turn alongside Zach here and get the mast back up at full. The merchant ship, it's trying, but it's kind of out of position now. It basically the sailors there are taking another preparatory action in case it dives back over to the port side to attack it again. Andrew. Your go.
Yes. Could I make a charge attack to throw a cannonball at it?
Charges only happen on melee, but you could move your 6 squares and get to like here and toss.
I have 8 squares, I'll have you know.
Oh, then yeah. I mean, you could literally just normally move over to here and throw.
Okay, I was just seeing if I could get extra. You know.
No, you can't charge into a throw. It's
Okay. Yeah, then I'm just gonna go out there and chuck another cannonball at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a confirmation.
+1 to that.
Oh, well, the +1 literally makes the difference. So, yeah,
2d6.
it's gonna die.
I want to.
Go ahead and roll your damage. I'll have it
2d
just be ×2 since you're just tossing the cannonball instead of firing it.
Is it 2d6?
2d6 plus strength. Actually, but the falling damage doesn't multiply on the crit, so multiply the first one by 2, so 8 plus 6, 14 plus your strength. Your strength ought also be multiplied. It's a weird number, but it's more
32
than you
damage.
need. Yeah. All right. Doth sinks one last cannonball into this thing, and it seems like you have hit a rather important organ, as suddenly there is just a gush of blood into the salt water, and it stops moving.
If you did it faster than the cannon.
D6 hit.
Okay. I will go ahead and, for the sake of expediency, have Charlie wake up from his stupor and attempt to harvest the monster parts, because I know he'd want to do that.
I smell blood.
He smells blood in the water, quite literally.
Can I attempt to use my javelin now as a spear fishing tool to try and drag it up now?
Yeah, go ahead. Just
Actually,
roll
we
the
should
d-
probably the rest of. I'll try and help Charlie with that. The rest of us should probably deal with a flooding problem.
Oh
Yeah, the
that.
ship is currently taking on a fair amount of water. The Goliath
Oh.
underneath he's done what he can to start stopping it, just taking like extra supplies you guys had, and is now kind of trying to close some of the gashes that this thing has made.
Are we gonna have to start making strength checks for running the sledge pumps?
You would have had to
You
if the
think
ship
we
had
have
taken
pumps?
11 more points of damage. I essentially just gave the ship 100 hit points, and the amount of damage it sustained, it's at 61. So you've been not bloodied, but it is pretty damaged. I think I'm just letting him use craft for his survival check. So remind me again what the DC for that was. Let me go dig through that.
Something based on CR.
Should I throw my javelin to see if I can hook it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, good thing I tied it.
It's a corpse, so it's not attempting to dodge, but still, your javelin hits and just kind of bounces off the scales.
I rope it back up and try again.
You could take a 10 and hit it.
Okay.
It doesn't specify a DC, does it? That's interesting.
Oh, no, just be as flat-footed, DC?
I mean, flat-footed presumes that it can, like... I was gonna say, like... I mean, I guess it would be kind of flat-footed. But still, it was beneath the flat-footed, so... Yeah, indeed. I've been kind of lenient with that so far.
I didn't even know it existed until now.
It's just like,
I think you're actually 2 days away from port, so there's no real reason to harvest this.
I mean, can we eat it?
I would say yeah. I mean, with a 19, he gets you guys enough to... if you'd like to, there's like 1 day's worth of rations on this thing. been-
Alright.
With like... And that's after, you know, cleaning it and getting all the internal organs out and the whole, you know, cleaning and gutting a fish deal.
It
Is
is
this thing
dead.
just the back for revenge after we killed its 2 children?
I went to go get food. Is it
Yes,
dead?
it has been killed.
Okay.
So we've
Doth
currently been at
finished it
sea
off with
2
a
days.
crit on a cannonball toss.
We've been at sea 2 days and we've recovered rations for one of them.
Yes.
Alright.
Let me scratch those off.
Oh, I would, yeah, definitely scratch off 1 day's worth of rations just to keep track of how many you have, because that becomes important. But at this point, you guys split up with that other merchant ship. They give you a salute, and you each begin heading in different directions. Once the, I would say they would assist you with repairs, just for the sake of things. Let me go ahead and roll for them.
Are we saying 3 rations a day?
No, it's 1 ration per day.
Okay.
It's enough for a full day's worth. The merchant ship imparts you guys enough basic supplies to help you patch up and sends over a couple of people to, bail out the water of wherever it ended up pooling. So I'm just gonna get you guys back to full health as another benefit of having them on your side. So you are patched up and ready to continue. Takes a couple of hours out of your schedule, but I think we planned for an extra half day anyways, so.
I assume the crewman that was heavily. I would like to heal the 2 crewmen that were injured.
Okay, one of them is down 9 and one of them is down 19.
Right. Currently, my lay on hands should be. Christ, where is it? I need to check again. Sorry, I should have know this already by heart. Half our paladin level plus. Okay, so
In the meantime, I would ask someone else to roll a random or a d10 for another random encounter.
A
Okay.
D10. Mine.
Let's go.
You repeat the incident, so I will just instead replace it with a day of clear sailing. Repeats are both boring and lengthy.
in terms of charity, my oath, how would that work? Cause I'm doing it hails half more, I believe, something like that. Let me
Just
post it.
roll your number and multiply that by 1.5. So don't change the number of dice. Just
So that's 3.
is it only 1d6 for your lay on hands?
It's 1d6 for 2 levels.
All right.
Not 2d6
Uh,
per 1 level.
No, definitely not that. That would be nuts.
1d6 hit points of damage every 2 paladin levels.
But you get
Here.
up to your charisma modifier per day or something like that?
As to how many I
half
use.
Paladin levels. Never mind. Half paladin plus charisma. So you got.
I've only got 2 left currently, so I'll use those 2 on the more injured one.
All right.
So, assuming with charity, that would probably give him an extra point on that roll.
So he's healed for 3, so he's down 16.
Okay, so that would be 6.
All right, he's down 10.
And 8.
Down 3. It ran down for most things, so that would be 7.
7. Oh yeah, right.
Did you have one more, or was that it?
That's
all.
unfortunately it. And
You only have a
how
plus 2
much
to
do we
charisma.
heal daily?
Level plus Constitution.
Right. Does one of the injured crewmen happen to be one of the original sailors?
There's sufficient enough turnover that I would say probably not. I'll roll a d100, and if no, there's someone that knows of that person, but it's not the same guy.
Ah, alright then.
For the most part, they're just along for the ride, and then they find other work when they hit the town.
So, there are currently no former crew since the beginning of the adventure.
Nope, and that would be something like if you wanted to, hire them for a longer period of time, discuss that, and they can,
Alright,
become, exclusive.
just
kind of
curious.
thing.
Right. Health plus, con plus level, got it, okay.
I would kind of suspect that Tolaro is familiar with most of them at this point.
You're familiar with a good number of them, but just due to the sheer size of Yana Rosa, there's always more work.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably a thing where
Every
familiar with
Goliath
most of
knows
them,
the
but
captain that likes
it's
to
also
recruit Goliaths.
the reputation of the different ships that take on the hirelings.
Yeah, that's true. So they would know of you more than really you would know of them, but
At least they know I take care of my crew.
indeed. Anyways, I would say that third day is just a clear set because I don't want to repeat another monster encounter. So, whoever wants to roll the fourth d10.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
Oh, alright.
We're looking for a 2 or a 9.
All right, and that is just a plain old by the book clear day. So that really the last that happens to you on your journey. You
So,
have that one encounter with the dangerous sea monster, but then after that you have 2 days of pretty average, rather boring, just kind of like sail alongside the coast, keep your speed up.
2 more rations. Okay.
So you guys coast into the port city that I will have to now go dig up the name for. Give me 2 seconds. So, this is a much smaller city than Llano Rosa, just because of the sheer size, but it's still a pretty decently sized town. There is quite a bit of trade going through here just because of the fact that it's close to the border of the Empire. So it's a pretty bustling town. The name is Luana Hild.
So this is still on the Trade Republic?
Yes, you are basically on the border between the Empire and the Trade Republic, but within the land of the Trade Republic.
Alright.
And I'm gonna do a bit of. I'll put the name in chat just so you guys know how to pronounce it.
Is there... never mind. I was curious if this town had a bounty board or something for adventurers to take a look at, I guess.
If you spend a little bit of time in town, there is one, but it has much more to do with kind of
More-
local requests, like, hey,
Yeah.
there's a bear out in the wilderness, maybe go kill it. It's nothing in
Nothing
particular
major.
in the direction you're going in.
Alright.
Especially since you're crossing the border between countries, it's like if something's over there, it's their problem.
Are the Goliaths doing well by now? I
Yeah,
imagine?
they would depart the ship and bid you farewell. Notably, there's nothing out of the ordinary about your treatment here. It seems like whatever's going on in Llano Rosa is not affecting the country as a whole. It's just a localized thing. So you're greeted warmly and, allowed to dock your ship. Knowing that you have to presumably dock it for around 2 months now, is that the deal?
Something like that, yeah.
Let me go double check something real quick.
I was gonna say, how much is that gonna be? It's probably gonna be worth a little bit more, just to make sure it's like being cleaned and whatnot.
Are we gonna have to share some of the gas money here?
For a total of 30 gold pieces, they'll keep your ship safe for the next 2 months.
I would like some pooling on that.
It's
I pass
essentially
you 5 gold for the gas money.
it's 5 silver a day, and that includes they'll do kind of like weekly maintenance, clean the outside of the ship, make sure nothing's out of order.
Is anyone else gonna help contribute to that?
We're here for 2 months, so
So
we're just gonna call it 60 days.
yeah, it's 30 gold total, and Nick chipped in 5, and Talaro is going around.
Oh,
And,
I can chip in some then as well.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll
Andrew
give you a
preferred.
whole platinum piece.
I'll throw in 10 gold as well.
All right, that covers 25. And Andrew, were you gonna chip in 5 or no?
Mhm.
All right, so you actually cover the entire thing then.
Talara is very appreciative. She tries not to charge people who are on her ship, but the 2 months was not her idea, so.
This is true. So, you land in the city. It's the evening of your 4th day on the road so far. So you'll probably want to find an inn for the sake of expediency. I would say that you can find a common inn or a poor inn should you wish it. The poor inn is 2 silver pieces per night, and the common inn is 5.
In terms of horses, we were planning to get those here, or had we got those previously? And
You were
had
planning on
ship-
getting this here.
Right.
And
Should we sort that out now? Or officially?
sure. You guys, before heading off to, actually, let's do that in the morning, just because
Alright.
that will allow for kind of an easier segue. So, I would allow you to choose between a poor inn, and you could go to a good inn, but they're generally expensive and considered, upper class. Good inns are 2 gold pieces a night. Common is 5 silver, and poor is 2 silver. And
Is
it
it just
basically,
for one night?
yep, just one night.
2 silver for poor. Alright.
And it basically
Alright,
just has to do with like the quality
let's
of your
go.
lodgings and the food in the establishment.
You know you wanted to go there anyways.
I know.
Just give me the
Tellaro
gold
pays
and
2
we'll
gold
say we're
to,
sleeping.
All right.
Here's
So
for the
Tolaro
gold.
heads off to a rather fancy inn called the Blue Jewel.
Is that the good
Trouble will be staying at a poor establishment for 2 silver.
All right.
inn? You said it was the good, or was it common or good that we're going to?
It depends on the players. Where do you guys want to go?
Well, there are 2
Tolaro
or
heads off
3.
to kind of the upper class. Trouble heads off to the poorer one, which, to be fair to him, is not that big of a deal.
Were there 2 or 3 inns available though? I couldn't
There
remember
were
if you
3.
mentioned it was a common.
There was a good, a common, and a poor.
All right, Doth.
It's one night. I'll go easy on the food.
How many people per room? I guess bashingly ask at the front desk.
As many as you can stuff in there. They come with a double bed.
Who's
For
ready to
which-
play pigs in a blanket?
You know what? For that, we're gonna chuck Draka into our room too, Doth.
Okay, but he gets the floor.
That's
He
fine.
does. All right, Zach, chip in 1, and I'll cover the other one.
Are you going to the good inn or the poor?
The good inn.
All right, so you also head
Go
over
into
to
the
the Blue
high
Jewel.
class with all 3 of us in
How,
the double bed.
how many silver? How much am I paying?
You're paying
Uh,
1 gold.
Okay.
1 gold piece, yeah.
Taken
Alex,
care of.
on a side note, is there any hospitals or anything like that around town that could require some charity?
Yeah, there's I mean, this is it's still like a decent sized city, so there's several like apothecaries. There would probably be like a central hospital building that you could go volunteer your time at. So,
I'll definitely volunteer my time there and use some lay on hands. Probably use my healing ability as well.
all right.
I do have that as a skill, so
It is near the end of the day, so it probably won't affect you, but you do
just
head over.
using up my lay on hands for the day, yeah, for the
Yep,
most
you go
part.
over and you don't receive a monetary reward, but the priests in the temple thank you, and the people you're healing are very grateful. In fact, like they would kind of offer money, but it's
I would not accept.
yeah, it's kind of I figured. But let's
I
see
lot-
who else. Cody, have you picked an inn to stay at? Would you like to go good, common, or poor? And then also, I'll have Anya just
She always rooms with me.
yeah, she'll just chill.
I'll stick with the poor, I guess.
Both mostly so that Charlie doesn't have to deal with it while he's gone, and also because she's the only other girl of the group. Or besides Miyu, because Miyu does whatever.
Alright.
I'll save this for morning as well, but Trouble would also like to do the smithing at some point.
So you guys bed down, find your rest for the night.
Girl
Those of you
who
with-
doesn't already have a room. Let's go with that. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, okay. I had to figure out what point I was hopping back to complete that sentence, but now I got it.
Pardon the
Sorry.
interruptions.
That's all good. So those of you that stayed at the Good Inn, you're essentially like provided a continental breakfast when you wake up. It's fancier than a lot of the other places you've been staying at. But for the poor, it's kind of Booze Brothers quality food where the mac and cheese will probably be lethal if you consume too much of it. But just for the sake of expediency again, you complete your meal. I'll have the party just meet up somewhere in the city, presumably maybe Rachel's ship, and then those of you that have a little bit of shopping to do can get that done. So what did you
Forced.
want to get at the smithy, Trouble?
I wanted to use their grindstone. It's been a while.
All right, cool. You can do that pretty early in the morning. The smith kind of asks you what you'd need it for. Realizing what you need it for, he'd just charge you like a silver piece.
Sounds fine to me.
Unless you wanted diplomacy. I mean, if you were like charming enough, he would just let you use it for free. But
Can I give him a classic smile while I explain it? My
pretty much,
reasoning?
to either
Just
diplomacy.
a charisma check or diplomacy?
Yeah, diplomacy.
Alright.
Alright,
Explain
that's
my
good enough.
reasons.
He you bring a tear to his eye, and he gives you free access to the grindstone. So you grind your.
You are
horse.
very generous. Thank you.
And then horse time. What was that for, Logan?
To get to the horses first and get the best one.
I'll offer him a lay on hands as well if he'd need one.
I don't know who I'm racing, but I'm racing.
He doesn't have any large enough injuries that a lay on hands would truly be necessary here.
Alright,
You-
just an offer.
Yeah, all right. He does thank you for it and bids you farewell.
Thank you.
For the meme, Logan, sure. You guys, there are several stables in town, and at least just like wherever you go, there seems to be a market rate. And that was the price I quoted from the book. They'll sell you a horse, a small combat trained for however much I said earlier, 110 gold pieces.
Small combat trained. I'll have
Light.
you know,
Not small. My bad.
I'm a medium creature.
Light horse, not small horse. Small horse is a pony. Which there are combat trained ponies, as funny as that is. For the I mean, yeah, if you were a small creature, you could ride a combat pony.
Should we get you a combat pony?
I'd like to do a sense motive check on the horses to find out which one is most likely to buck off Doth.
All right, go ahead. That would actually be
Animal handling.
yeah, that would be handle animal. More than sense motive, really.
All
Sense
right.
motive
Well,
people, handle animal is animal.
with absolutely no knowledge of what animals do,
Oh, that's right. I already paid for the horse. Okay.
that's a 19 on the die. Damn.
You point him towards a stallion that seems particularly ill-behaved.
Hey Doth, they gave you that one.
Dagnabbit.
Wait. It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you also trying to sense motive? Or are you
I'm just trying to
say
see if
hi
this is
to
gonna be a
Forrest?
good horse.
It's the one that they gave you. It's a shame. I say as I turn
I'm
over
buying my
Doth's
own
bowl.
horse. They didn't give me this yet.
With a handle animal of that, you look into the horse's eyes, and it looks at you back.
Stared into the abyss.
And the abyss has stared back.
And the abyss's name was Doth.
You find, generally, you intimidate most animals. This one doesn't give two shits.
Yeah.
It's like
He's
the next
perfect
one.
for you.
I'm like, yes, just not right now. I'd prefer we get our gear all there in one piece.
So, just for the sake of it, I will. There's enough horses here that the stable hand and stable master will sell you the horses and saddles, and they'll kind of like give you the spiel of remember to feed them, blah blah blah. Especially if you're like leaving them in a city. There is horse feed here for sale, but you know that for the most part, where you're going, at least in the wilderness section, they can graze for themselves.
One of those eco-friendly horses. Or eco-unfriendly horses, whichever way you want to do it.
Will we just leave him when we reach the wasteland portion? Markings?
Up to you. It would be too. I would argue it'd be too difficult for them to really continue unless you plan on somehow getting a horse up a cliff.
Yours is a... Yours is only an
So-
Eco Logan? I got the full
What?
electric model.
You got the electric model?
Oh yeah.
Steampunk.
I already paid for a light combat trained horse
All right.
Yeah.
prior.
Has anyone not paid
So-
for the horse?
Yeah, that's the question. Has anyone not paid for a horse yet?
It's in my notes that I already did.
Yep.
All right. Looks like everything's in order then. You guys strap up all your belongings, kind of take some time now unloading what you couldn't carry from the ship over to your horses, and depart. You've got around 6 days. The first couple are on a main road. The first 2 are on the main road, and then the next 4 are kind of on a side road. The main roads are, very much like highway. They're like stone, but then the side roads are kind of dirt side paths. Anyways, let me go double check my tables there. I have a D10 for main road travel, so I'm gonna need a D10, unless you guys have anything else you want to do before leaving the city.
Has everyone bought their rations and everything else then?
I presumed that between what you had in Yana Rosa, you're good to go.
I'm currently still sitting at 40 something.
Right,
See.
I've got 60.
42.
I've got 57 left.
42 might be a little low, right? Because it'd be 24 times 2. You might need a few more
48.
trouble if you've got the money.
Like 10 more.
10 more would probably do you.
All right,
Just 'cause-
that's 5 gold.
It would be, yep. Alright, 6 on the trail. Okay, so you guys travel along. You're several hours into it. The sun is now kind of beating down at you. It's midday. And you've been passing a couple of carriages going in the opposite direction, but this is the first time you've ever seen just like someone out on the trail walking. And it seems like, for whatever reason, he's struggling. It seems like he's been injured recently.
I come over to help.
Yeah, he's hobbling along, nearly kind of collapsing at the end, and says, why, thank you. I got myself in quite a bit of trouble when it's kind of embarrassing, but I tripped a few miles back. I think I sprained my ankle. And,
Can I
I
please
get
make a
a-
sense motive check?
how
go
would
ahead.
charity apply in this circumstance?
This man's okay.
yeah, this man's okay.
Well, not physically.
It wouldn't apply here because it'd be plus 0.5 and then you would round down. So sadly, rolling 1 means you don't get any extra. He still looks rather beat up. One more.
Seems
I mean,
fine.
You've
There you
seen
go.
enough injury. Like the injury is real. He's got like bruising and he's having a bad time. But after that second lay on hands, you see the bruising
Oh, it's
begins
good
to
to be
kind of
cautious.
quickly fades, and he says, "Are you a cleric?"
Paladin.
Oh, that's I see. Thank you. I would have kind of been screwed if it weren't for you. I have several hours to the next town. Can
No
I-
worries about it.
Would you like any money? I mean, I could give you a few gold pieces.
That is completely fine. You be
Well,
on your
about
way and
that-
be careful. I give a glare to me
I
with
hold
my
my
recently
tongue.
sharpened stumps, glistening, glistening in the morning dew.
Which way is your town?
He said he was he's essentially heading to, I don't want to mispronounce it, Lunana Hild.
Is that
So
where we're
he's
from? or
leaving the
where we're
town
headed?
you guys had left. He's traveling in the opposite direction.
I assume we
But,
didn't see anything of note on the way in or way
Is
out.
this? Have we crossed the border yet?
I would say
actually?
you're just about near the border.
Can I?
maybe-
I hate doing this, but can I cast detect evil passively?
Yeah, go ahead.
And if there's
Uh,
nothing on the first check, then I'll stop.
Yeah, you take 6 seconds, ping him. He's not evil.
Alright.
But I would say is if, as you kind of decline his money, he will, he just kind of like reaches into his back and pulls out an apple and just kind of like offers it to you. It's like, I don't have, much, but I wouldn't feel right just kind of, leaving you.
Well, refusing that would be an insult. I'll take it. I'll take the apple.
All right. He gives you his thanks, and where are you headed?
We're off on a bit of an expedition, going off into a bit of an unexplored territory.
Seems much more
we're,
interesting than what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's kind of a, well, I shouldn't speak too much of it. Pardon me.
What's your name?
You can call me Trouble. My last name is Jurat.
I'm
Or
Ethan.
however you
Good
say
to meet
that.
you. It is Jurat.
Say that again?
Jurat.
No. His name.
Ethan.
Ethan.
And he says, well, gods be with us. We might meet each other one day. I mean, if I meet you in a tavern, I'll buy you a drink.
May I or see fit to your and your life be just. That your life be just.
The end of your life.
Justly judged.
The end of your life be just.
May you live justly, I say.
Just up the road.
That's good.
Just step, bro.
He kind of
I
he gives you a
fumbled a
nod.
bit.
and continues on his merry way.
Oh. Nice guy.
Cross out number 6, which was a wounded traveler asks for aid. So, go ahead and roll me another d10 for the second day.
Any chance I could use the apple as a ration?
It's not enough for a full ration, but
Alrighty.
That's a snack.
yeah, he gave you a snack.
Fair enough. I'll give it to my horse.
Your horse appreciates you a little more now.
For
Alright.
fun, can my horse be named Calcifer?
You may name your horses whatever you wish. They are yours.
Effectively speaking, yes.
Name the
So.
horse.
Someone else I need a d10 from is your...
Who hasn't rolled yet?
Oh, and as a point of note, as the night is winding down, you realize you are about to cross the border. There's not a lot here. It's more just kind of like there are a couple of guard posts where some people are kind of stationed on the border, but it's not, like...
Just an outpost, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like there's a massive wall or anything. It's just kind of like a... Hey, you
Maybe
stand
a
on your
wooden
side.
tower at best.
Yeah, there's like a small guards tower here, and it seems like it's almost like a rest stop as a whole bunch of travelers kind of set up in the area and just kind of like spend the night here.
We'll name my horse Charlie.
I'm going off of Witcher on that assumption. Alrighty.
Go ahead and roll
D10?
me another d10. And re-roll on a 6. Just re-roll it.
Man, I rolled 6 twice so far. Oh, no.
Oh, that's the other fun event. Alright. So you guys are past the border now. You've been traveling for a few hours on the other side. And go ahead and roll me a perception check. 2 of you.
Can we voluntold Anya?
Does she have a high perception? I mean, I could have her roll, yeah. Oh, she does. Alright. Anyone else want to roll?
Anyone have higher than a 5?
I'll have perception.
I think mine is just a 5.
I think that'd be you, Mew.
Nope, it's actually lower than that.
Alright, well,
Yo!
I mean, there you go.
that it doesn't matter what your modifier is.
You pan see a world map, a bunch of lines are squiggled up your path, and they have token lies on them.
A
No,
token lies ahead of you on your path.
The road quality has decreased here from as you kind of, it's almost like crossing a county line between Karaku and the Empire, Karaku keeps generally pretty like impeccable care of their roads, but over here it's interesting. You just barely catch the sight of something a little odd off the side of the road. It just kind of looks like a little fleck of white kind of like poking up from a bit of grass alongside the road.
Animal?
It doesn't seem to be moving.
I
You'd need to get a little closer to go check it out.
Do you point it out?
I guess I'll kind of motion to it. I won't say anything. Just pointing to it. And is it something like well off the road that I'd have to dismount for?
Nope, it just looks like it's, I mean, it's not even well off the road. It looks like it's maybe a foot or two, but it's off enough that it kind of got lost in a patch of grass.
I guess I'll have to dismount to reach down and grab it. So I dismount and approach.
As
Cautiously.
you get closer, you soon realize that there was no real need for caution because you just find a small stuffed rabbit on the side of the road that looks like it might have been dropped by someone traveling through. It's got a name stitched onto the back. Emma.
Well loved. I have Emma's rabbit, and it is now my life's work to find Emma somewhere within 50 miles of here, probably. I will,
Okay,
I
what?
guess I have
what
some paper. Does anyone have some paper or inks?
Yes.
Do you mind if I leave a stick or sharpen a stick and stake it into the ground just with the letter attached to it?
I suppose I wouldn't mind.
I just say rabbit has been delivered to the nearest town westward.
To think
Go
they go
ahead.
out that far, but oh well.
I guess roll me 2 people. Just go ahead and roll survival checks.
Is there any sign of Right. I guess that's what we're rolling for.
Sign of which direction they were traveling in. Actually, in fact, you would probably know this. It's just kind of by default. I would say Caracas is good enough.
Is it off the left or the right side of the road?
You know what, mister? It's the starboard side.
We're not on the ship though.
Yeah, no, it's on the right side. So it's traveling in the same direction you're going right now, you assume.
Has my
Alright,
song helped you?
don't you mean left side?
Are there any
Look, I'm
wagon
now
tracks?
you've shattered my confidence. I'm having to triple check in my brain.
Port is left, son. Port is left, son. Starboard
So,
right.
Given where you found it, you gathered that they were traveling in the same direction you were.
I will hold on to this rabbit.
Seems rather well made. But there you go. You
It's
rolled
not
like
worn at all, is it?
It's not worn. Is that what you said?
It's not torn at all. It's not
Oh,
damaged.
it's not like torn or damaged. It looks well worn, like it's kind of old, but it's not like incredibly damaged. It looks like it was maybe just dropped.
Any chance Anya would ever get divination magic?
No chance.
There we go. That's it for that one. You guys continue traveling and have a decent rest of your day.
Quite generous of you, Miyu, to undertake such a task.
Kids are a different matter.
I was really hoping that one would come up. It's kind of fun. Anyways, you guys rest for another night. The rest of your day is, easygoing. It's around this point where you're at the fork, which leads to the village you are planning on going to. It very much is a transition between just like a maybe 30-foot wide stone, like pretty what's the word? Formal, kind of well-maintained road. And as I was saying, it just shifts into like a country road where it's just like there are a couple of cart tracks. It's like maybe 15 feet of just dirt instead of trees, but it's a road nonetheless. You guys set up camp by there, and for now, the night passes without much incident. You've got about 4 days ahead of you on this side road, so go ahead and start rolling some d10s.
How many days have we spent at since last town?
2 so far.
Okay, 2 rations. And what was the other thing you said? Sorry.
Start rolling some more d10s.
All right.
I got it.
Nice,
Don't worry.
dude.
This
Found
one you don't
another
roll.
rabbit.
Nope. Because you
Reading
switched from
rabbit
the main
tonight.
road.
though.
I have a table for main roads, side roads, wilderness, and rough terrain. So we're now on a side road, which means
Ooh.
we rolled another fun event. Okay.
Define fun.
Your day passes without much incident. It is nighttime. Like you travel for most of the day. Nothing seems to be much out of the ordinary.
We have to
But it's-
establish shifts now.
Yeah, it would be wise at this point to start keeping watch. So, however you guys want to work that out.
I'll take first shift.
How many shifts do we want tonight?
Normally, how I would suggest you do it is since everyone needs around 8 hours of sleep is to do. Oh, that's kind of rough actually. Normally, I think we do
At least 6 hours of sleep, so maybe 2 of us.
3
per
shifts of
turn?
3.
3
We
shifts
usually
of.
do 3.
I would say 3 shifts of 3. That way, everyone gets at least 6 hours, plus or minus the beginning or the end. So.
Yeah,
Who has dark vision?
me. I'll be in the night then.
I
Alright.
mean, pretty much everyone except like one person, I think.
Hi.
So I guess I'll be taking either second or third shift.
I'll take first shift then.
So, do you want to do it in pairs?
I'll probably want to. I don't think I
That's
have
probably best.
full dark vision either.
Ugh.
So,
The rogues.
yo.
All right.
Because I
we'll
have,
do the low
I mean,
lights
because I
first.
have
Do I
dark
have dark
vision,
vision?
but I
Yes,
don't
I
know
have
if,
low
like,
light, I think.
That would help you in this case, since the campfire will be going on for a bit.
Yeah, Zach, would you like the first or the last shift?
I don't really care.
I would prefer first shift.
Alright.
I can take last then.
Cody, Andrew, you have any preference?
Nope.
I don't think Anya has dark vision. I could double check that. Do either of you have dark vision?
I do.
Then it would probably be best if you. Yeah, Anya has low light, so she will take the watch with Zach.
I guess me and Cody on second.
Doth, you're kind of the odd man out because there's 7 and there's 2 on each shift, so just pick one you want. Or just say you're gonna sleep the whole time. I don't think anyone will make trouble. But...
Yeah, let's just go sleep the whole time.
Alright.
You
Unless
get a
anyone
good
in the
bit of
party
a
has the...
glare from trouble, but oh well.
Look, the pack mule needs to his sleep to carry everything.
You're riding a mule.
I will be carrying it all soon enough.
Better
Fine.
keep that strength.
Exactly.
If I catch you even awake one wink, you're gonna have to do your job, and you're gonna have to do your share, and you're gonna have to stay up. Now go to bed.
Hold on.
Yep.
Real quick,
Low light vision.
I'm just looking through my Word. Andrew, did you ever send me a Word document for your backstory? I don't remember, or was it just over Discord?
I don't know if I sent it as a Word doc or just text. I think it might have just been text.
I'm gonna... I think it's just text. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Go ahead
Wait,
and
Perception checks.
just for the sake of these, I'm gonna skip it when there's not much going on. So there is nothing in the watches tonight, but Andrew, you're the roller, and that's going to be fun. So you go to sleep, and something you normally don't. I mean, do you remember much of your dreams usually? I don't know if you have an opinion on that with Doth.
Does Duff remember his dreams?
Yes and no.
And this makes it even a little bit more weird for your character, because you go to sleep and you drift, and despite not normally remembering your dreams, you begin to have the beginnings of a weirdly lucid moment where you are once again a child in your village, and you realize by looking around, maybe there's like a calendar or a clock or something, but this was the day when your house caught fire. You believed it to be an accident. For some reason, in this dream, there's a behind one of the curtains in your house that begins to kind of shift, and out from behind it walks an Ifrit that you've never seen before, holding a torch, as he just kind of lights the side of your house on fire.
Huh.
And then he doesn't seem to be really paying much attention before he locks eyes with you, and he says, "Interesting," and you just shoot awake.
Well, that was weird.
Are you waking up for second shift, or no? You're supposed to be staying asleep.
I guess I can join in second shift now.
Wait a minute. At what point does he wake up from the dream?
I'll roll a D.
D8?
Nine.
A D9.
D9.
Go ahead and
Alright.
roll a D9, Andrew.
I mean, you could also do a D12 technically.
True, but D9
It's
sounds
just
more
like
fun.
going with threes.
Okay, third shift.
Middle of the
Wait, so-
third shift, you guys are kind of like practically like getting bored, just glancing around, Zach and Anya, before Doth just like sits up immediately and like probably just like a small yell that startles you quite a bit.
Wait, I have a question. Did the Ifrit say it in Ifrit or in common?
It's weird, right? Because thinking
Or-
back, he said it in Ifrit or Infernal or whatever they normally speak, but you understood it, which was weird.
Huh.
I'm sorry, who set his house on fire?
An Ifrit that he had never seen before.
Well, this does not bode well.
He was male, if I recall correctly. Unless that was wrong.
He was.
I just want to look. Tolara's
And
currently.
I guess I should have. I did
No
forget
one
to
except
mention.
Anya knows that Tolaro's an Ifrit.
I would say,
Correct,
as you
Andrew
kind of
returned the party.
right before you startled and what woke you up is that when you kind of glanced at him a second time, you saw that his eyes were like a deep green color, similar to the, almost. Actually, roll me an intelligence check for Doth, just to see if you can, piece it together. That's good
Huh.
enough to, match colors. Were you there in the dream dungeon where there was? Did you see like the green cloaked figures moving towards you?
It relayed the
I don't remember
information,
if
but you
it
didn't see them
particularly-
specifically, I thought.
But just in general, you recognize that that is the same green color that is generally associated with the Colonel and the Lionsmith. So
Why would they light my house on fire?
Why is one of them an Ifrit?
Why is an Ifrit?
Either
I'm not
that or they're
angry.
trying to probe your dreams.
It could be that they're trying to alter your memory.
Or just trying to probe you where you are. Simple side effect.
I mean, no one except Anya knows what Tolaro is, but like, does not bode well. Also,
But-
it's the Ifrit language, not Abyssal, usually.
anyways, the rest of the night passes with little incident. So
But Andrew, is it your understanding
probably
that
should have
it
added
burned
that
as an
in.
accident? Or at least as far as you're willing to divulge? To your understanding, is it an accident? Andrew?
He might have had to hop AFK most likely.
I'm here. I'm just like I need to go look at my actual backstory and like I'm trying to figure out.
I guess this is something I did miss during session, and I put it in a chat, which I probably should have added people for, but back, I'll just repost it, right? There was something that Tebnet let you guys know before you left. And this time I'll just add people so that it's less needed now. But I said this a couple weeks ago. Just so the connection can be made in meta. There is... The long you guys are running from, or presumably the one that is causing all this trouble, is a full-blooded Ifrit.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I
Yeah, I
read
do
this
remember you
initial
mentioned
note.
that.
I did not see the he's a full. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I do remember you actually did mention that at one point. I just forgot.
I did not realize the last line here.
You didn't. I would divulge that the official details of the fire are an accident, but I'm barely certain my uncle did it.
Anyways, it was just a weird dream for now. But, you just kind of wake up shaken. As you guys continue travel, though, I'll need another D10.
Zach, have you rolled yet?
What am I rolling?
D10.
A D10? I will roll a D10.
7.
Yeah, buddy!
We knew it.
Let's
Alright.
go.
Yup.
I'll give Zach the dice.
Man, I should probably just stretch this morning.
The sad part is, you guys, given where you're at on the map, you're entering the second to last small village. So
Oh
So there
no.
just happened to be the village we'll be passing by for a rabbit, or
it is the closest
Possible.
one here. So
Yeah.
you pass by the village called Corvero. It's a much smaller place. It's really hardly even like a town. It's mostly just like a collection of housings and like one major restaurant. It's more just like a small community than an actual town. But
Is there an inn?
yes. For the sake of me not having to generate 1,000 names while we're going along this path, I'm just gonna say it's in A. And it's not even really an inn. It's more like a larger house that they rent some rooms out of if people are passing through.
Bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
How
Hello,
much?
owner of the VRBO. I would like to inquire as to your previous occupants.
There was a group of travelers that passed through here not a day or two ago.
Can you describe their numbers?
Maybe like 9 of them.
how are they traveling?
Mostly by a cart, from what I could tell. They had a couple of people driving, and it was more like a covered wagon type deal.
Hmm.
They stopped for a night, had some food, and left in the morning. They were probably off to the village to the west.
Good to know.
Would that
Did
be
we
on our
happen to
path
catch
still,
them?
or
I may be looking for them in the future. Could you please give me a last name?
Ah.
Or did they?
Now I
what
have to
name did
decide
they-
two things.
What
Would
name
they
did they
have
register?
given the last name?
What name do they register under for the hotel or the room?
They wouldn't really have registered. That's what I'm kind of getting. It's not like a hotel. It's more like, hey, give me some cash and I'll let you stay in my spare room. So it's not like a formal business. They would have one name though, which I do have to go find real quick. And by find, I mean totally not make up off the top of my dome. Give me 2 seconds because
I don't know if Talara wants to share that she's part if right now. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Better do it while we're all in friendly standing and not fighting it.
Hey, Logan, have you been tracking the days? Because I forgot to do it again.
I have been tracking
I've
the days.
I've kind of been keeping track.
We are on our 3rd day, as far as I know.
Okay, so they would say that they didn't really like introduce themselves fully, but the guy leading the caravan had introduced himself as Merovar.
Merovar?
Yep.
Thank you.
Odds are we might run into him on the way, I guess, though, depending on how far they're out.
With combat
were-
horses all slowed, we'll probably catch them.
I mean, they had a 2-day head start on you. And given, just in general, the distance to the next town is about 2 days on your guys's. So, if
Hmm.
anything, you
How
might
are
show
the
up around the same
delivery
time.
quests working?
Oh, I forgot to mention that. You can fulfill them at the first city. So that just add 150 gold split up however you guys wish.
Nick's quest.
Yeah, that would have happened in City 1. I literally just forgot to bring it up.
150, okay, so...
Doesn't really divide by 7. I think it's like 11. No. 20
Come on, Alex.
21?
21, yeah.
Don't
So-
roll another one on your in score.
Look, I recovered that time.
It took you half a second though.
So 21 times 7 would give us would at least 3 extra gold. Can I take a commission fee?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
In
I
that
was
case,
gonna say-
everyone gets 21 except me, who gets 24.
Oh, that's perfect. That puts me
I
exactly
was,
at
either,
200.
I was gonna say yeah, either that could work or I get another gold because it's my ship, but like
Oh, would you like
can
one?
have the extra 3.
Would you like to stay in this?
So I can imagine we were just looking at the last 3, and Tarlar was just like, well, I'm not opposed to any finder's fees, but it is my ship. And we did have that unfortunate incident with the squid thingy.
Which we handled quite admirably. Very nice throw off, by the way.
Yes. But
Slap
maybe
off across the room.
maybe two for you, 1 for me.
I mean, he did kind of cover
That's...
cost for shipping or holding the ship.
If you say so, yeah, I find your argument quite reasonable, Mon Capitan.
I just imagine Talaro glaring at him every time he says that.
She tries
50.
really hard to not show any irritation at that moment because she just wants the gold, but
Considering I come from monarchy, I could be French partially.
she yeah, but 'cause again, she's very fair about the finder's fee. Just a little
I'm
extra.
not doing an entire nation of French accents for the monarchy.
As I said, you
Nobody
make a
likes
very
it.
valid argument. Here you are.
Anyways,
Give you
it-
1
it,
gold,
um,
extra gold.
For the sake of ease, I'm just gonna say common in pricing, so 5 silver pieces, and that'll get you food and room. Unless you want to just
stopping
stay
at this
outside of town.
midday or at the end of the day?
Woohoo! 5 silver.
Yeah,
This would be at the end of the day. It's actually kind of funny. It's nearly exactly 2 days of travel inside.
How many days has it been since I last checked? Do you know?
So we spent 6 or 4 days on the water, and this is our current 3rd day of
You've
travel, I believe.
2 days on the main road and 2 days on the side road so far. So
Oh, excuse me.
So an extra ration then. God.
So we're at a total of 8 days.
We did have that
Yes.
1 extra ration for the squid.
yes, that's true.
So unless you hadn't already accounted for that.
And I'm not exactly sure how I want to handle that roll, because that roll was the party gets ambushed by a pack of wild predators, but you're in the middle of a town, so I'm debating just giving you a pass.
Town gets raided.
That sounds like a bigger problem than a...
Yeah. Any chance for charity here, by the way?
This is a much smaller, like, close-knit town, so there's not, like, a temple you could go to.
Understandable.
Healing people.
What if the nat 1 is literally something as simple as he falls off his horse and
Horse
like,
runs.
dismounted? No, not horse run, but like he breaks something and
Make a check to make sure the horse doesn't run away. Or that you don't get buckled.
Horse broke a leg.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Oh.
Karako's
Oh,
get
boy.
over here. He's gonna have to put it
No,
down.
Hold on. Zach, go ahead and roll me a D100 just to see how mean I'm gonna be.
Okay. Okay. Who's
Low is
ready
worse.
for that one?
That one.
7!
Okay, but then get ready, everyone.
Let's go.
Everything seems to be going well
I'm sure it is.
until
Until
until at the last second, it isn't. How do I want to even? Oh no.
A band of bandits
Okay, I
attacks
don't
the
want to go
town.
like super mean. That's just me, but like
I'm
anything's
basically just gonna
that's
say-
gonna completely f up the next 2 months.
No.
Do it now.
Uh,
Yes.
I would just say
We have another tower.
I got
At
an
some
idea,
point-
Alex. Let me DM you it.
Okay, now I'm curious, but I do have
Yeah,
an idea.
Yeah.
just don't
Let me
know
see.
how to incorporate it.
Let there be punishment. The world is unfair.
Let that be
Feel the
my
pain. Let there be a TPK.
No.
party
Alex, I've got
wipe.
something for you.
Party what?
Okay, I'm
Oh, no.
on I'm on the 13 page.
No.
Technically it's like
Um,
12 and a half pages. I'm just
so-
not going to do the conclusion and turn in this rough draft. And we'll be fine. But I'm done.
Zach,
Good stuff.
at some point you're leading your horse into the stable to like set it up for the night, and I cannot come up with a decent enough explanation, so I'm just gonna say there's something like sticking out that you failed to notice. You kind of like push your horse a little too hard into it, and
Oh no, do I kill my horse?
no, it's not happy when its leg bends
my-
the other way.
Oh,
Oh
so
boy.
so I have to kill my horse
Grit
now.
your teeth, Zach.
Not necessarily. You could try and set it and we'll heal it.
That or my horse kills me.
Yeah,
Let's say-
it's very displeased with you right now. Roll an animal handling check.
Okay. I
And
don't have
also,
any points in animal handling, and it has the little star next to it.
Just roll it anyways to figure out. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, nice kick in the balls from Hoof.
Yeah.
I did roll an attack. What's your AC?
Which AC are you looking for?
Just normal, I guess.
17.
Yeah, okay, it misses. So the
Oh.
poor horse like rears up and like tries to hit you with one of its hooves, but now realizes that it's standing on two legs and kind of like almost tips over. You do like the reason why if a horse breaks its leg, you basically have to kill it in real life is because they can't literally support the weight. But if you had magical healing, which by chance you do, it's not that big of an issue. It will just most likely consume Trouble's lay on hands.
Can
You
I
know-
provide assistance?
And maybe make your horse dislike you a little bit more.
I do have handle animal as well, now that I think about it. I think I should. I have ride. I don't think I have handle. Yeah, I do. I do actually have good points on that.
So Zach, you're sitting here with a screaming horse. What do you do?
Would I hear this by chance? Or
It's pretty loud. You wanna
Uh-huh.
roll, like the perception, I guess.
sure.
See where you're at in town. See if you're close enough. Yeah, you hear it.
I rush over.
I'll try and I don't calm it down. Okay.
Why?
Oh no.
It takes another shot at you, Zach, and misses
Oh,
again.
no.
Quickly roll a 4.
Oh no.
By chance, I was actually hoping to buy apples for my horse. would I have? Would I, by circumstance, have done that by now?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Oh no.
Would I rush over by now?
I like
Yeah,
how my
you're there.
first roll tonight
Okay.
was 1 point over a 10, and everything since has been not.
I throw down the bag of apples and rush over to comfort the horse.
Roll me an animal handling.
Animal handling.
Yeah, animal handling.
Oh shit!
All right.
I make sure a scent of apples wafts over, and I give it a pat of my tail, just to keep it calm on the head.
It's very upset right now. You gather that. You get close enough that you could probably lay on hands. It seems not to be kicking at you.
Okay. 1d6.
Um,
Oh no! Come on.
I would also say, do you have heal as the skill? Because I would say probably
Yes.
to set a bone, roll a heal check. Especially as it's a horse's
Wait.
bone. Which...
Yeah,
so
let
it
me.
actually
Oh
did
wow,
break
that
a
was
leg.
awful.
Oh no.
Okay, heal check.
Oh no.
All right. So Zach,
As
you're
I'm laying hands
troubled.
again.
I'm gonna get
Alright.
killed by my horse.
Trouble goes over there and quickly like sets the leg out so that the bone might heal in the correct position, and very quickly just you see his hands light up, and 7 points will basically repair the leg for now, alongside a night's rest. So you see the bone kind of stitch itself back together and muscle regrow around it.
Okay.
Yeah, I stay off a horse for a while to try and keep it calm.
Yeah, I would say
This horse is gonna kill me.
go ahead and Trouble
You
roll
wanna
one
switch
more
horses?
handle animal. Zach, assist him and see.
That's an
Ooh.
8 on the die.
True, but I was having you assist Trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble was taking the lead because I knew he was better at it, and that is a 26 with your help. Let's. You've got a little pop-up in the corner of your screen that says "Horse will remember that."
Yup. Yup. That's yeah.
But
This horse is gonna kill me in my sleep.
It does not seem openly to hate you anymore. It seems to understand that it was an accident because of what Trouble was doing with his animal handlings.
I
was-
whispered to you, the rock. If you'd like, we can trade horses.
I don't know if your horse would like me any better.
Noel has no reason to hate you.
It might like me a little bit better. Look at that.
I'm not sure what you were
I
rolling for,
rolled
but
an
okay.
11.
Just feed it an apple; it'll love you. Trust me. By the way, how much did however many apples I got cost? I was planning to buy 10-ish, if possible.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy 10. It would probably... Let me just check the price of food.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't have
sure.
the price of an apple. I would probably just say, like...
A silver piece, maybe? For now?
I mean, 10 apples is going to be more than a silver piece. I would say, like...
Oh.
3 or 4 silver pieces. Just put it down as 3.
Well,
I'll
there goes
toss
all
you.
my silver.
I'll toss you a silver piece as compensation
Alright.
for the apple.
I'll stay with a horse and keep it calm, maybe feed it an apple.
Yep. That was kind of what I was saying with the 24-handle animal, is like doing some therapy sessions for the horse. The rest of you, meanwhile, kind of like just hear in horror as that event goes down, peek your head out and see Trouble and Zach dealing with it before eventually, you all tuck in for the night.
Yeah, what do you say the cost was for the inn? It was 5 silver each?
5 silver pieces. For a room,
for the
again, just for the general price. So whoever wants to stuff themselves in the same room, you're welcome to.
So are we
If that-
trading horses, Zach?
What was that?
Trading horses?
I don't really care. It's up to you. I'm fine keeping my horse.
Draka, chuck me a silver for the room.
I will throw you a silver for the room.
We're at 2 silver now.
Roll a ranged touch attack. No.
Bet.
You stub your toe and send the coin flinging at you.
I have to dodge this.
No, I'm kidding.
Death by
How is it I
center.
roll well on this?
Because it doesn't matter.
Nothing else. Yeah.
I'll take your
Bullshit.
horse from now on then, I guess. It's a light combat horse, same as mine, I assume, yeah?
Yeah.
They're functionally identical. One of them just dislikes Zach a little bit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have mine.
Okay.
So,
Thank
you guys spend the night. You wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. Path ahead looms.
So that was 4 days on the sea, 2 on the trails, and now we've gone a total of 2 on the main roads.
2 on the side, 2 on the main.
And now we are doing our 3rd on the main.
2 on the side, 3rd on the side.
3rd on the
Be right
side.
back.
Sorry. You started with side and then main.
So did you.
Okay, 2 on the main road and then 2 on the side road.
Yes.
And now we're on our 3rd day.
So go ahead and roll me a d10.
Not me this time. Yeah.
That is funny. And incredibly fitting. So, you guys have traveled for the majority of the day. You're getting ready to bunk down for the night. But right before, as you were about to stop, you realize out in the distance, there's like a small ring in which rests kind of like a broken down camp. There's still the faint signs of a recent campfire.
Is it something that we can kind of divert over and check?
Yeah.
Or is it on the road?
It's basically in a small clearing off-road. There's like a break in the trees where it leads to like a small kind of valley where they have set up.
I will approach without caution because I suspect I know what this is.
All right. Go ahead and just roll a perception check as you kind of root around.
I just want to ask if I'm going alone here, if this is something that people want to follow.
Does anyone? Miyu kind of takes a moment off trail, sees the stuff, and heads over there. Is anyone going with her?
Sure, I'll head with her. Do you want me to roll a perception as well?
Yeah, if you want to look around. Right.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, Miyu, you kind of go and just kind of give it a couple glances. You gather, I mean, it's a campsite, but I would say with an 11, you don't actually really gather how recent it is. Zach, with your 26, you're like, you take a moment, kind of pace around, see that there are spots where like a cart might have rested. It seems like they might have broken camp. You put like a stick into the ashes and realize like, oh, that's still almost a little warm. It's probably only like a day or so old.
Okay.
We're catching on them.
That we are.
All right. Coincidentally, also time for you guys to basically start camp up. So, I take it you take your normal watches.
I suppose so.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. Until Doff starts carrying things.
All right. For now, the night passes without incident. So, actually, roll a early morning. Zach and Anya, roll me a perception check.
Who's ready to fail a roll?
You're doing decent now.
I know. That's because it's not like super important stuff, supposedly.
Would my
As soon as we
sunrise
get
ring
into combat,
impact this?
everything is going to go wrong.
Right.
Hmm.
It's on the wind. You just kind of hear almost like you're getting deeper into the wilderness here, so there's obviously just more and more wildlife, but there's just a point at which you hear like the howls of wolves in the distance. It's far enough away that you're like, not gonna be a problem, but maybe we should keep our eyes out. So, you guys are on your last day of travel. That was the last watch, so. Go ahead and someone roll me a d10.
Alright.
Cool.
Have we rolled a 7 already?
Yes, Scythe. That was Andrew's dream, I thought.
That one is actually shared between them. I'm gonna say reroll that.
Hmm.
4. Oh. That's kind of fun. And very fitting. So,
Combat encounter.
no, you get about halfway through. So far, you guys wake up. You travel about 2 or 3 hours. And roll me a perception check. I'll say, Cody, since you helmed this, I want you to be one of them just for the fun of it. But second person's free to be whoever.
Who would likely be at the front of the party? Our
Me.
striking paladin.
I'd probably be towards the front. Not sure who'd be at the very front though, if they want to take it. By all means.
I will lead the charge.
Wait.
Alright. As usual.
Andrew, you see, and to a lesser extent, Cody, you kind of like glance and catch it in your periphery. There's just like a set of tracks, and it's not just one set of tracks. Go ahead and roll survival, I guess, is to figure out what they are, or maybe knowledge nature. Either or.
I'm good at that.
All right. You gather that this is probably the sounds you were hearing last night with the wolves. There's, let's see, you kind of start counting and trying to figure out, and you guess like this was a point at least on this road where a pack had crossed by. It seems like there's upwards of maybe around 10 unique sets of tracks at least. You continue on, and it's nearing. What is this, Logan?
Nothing. It's irrelevant.
Okay. You guys are nearing the midday now, and I would say just roll another perception check for the hell of it.
Would the horses also notice anything?
They don't seem to be like out of whack right now, but all right, Cody, with your 17, you would probably notice it. You guys are passing through, you're maybe an hour away from your destination at this point, and you notice that there are signs of a struggle here. There's like a bit of blood just kind of spattered on some of the nearby foliage. There's a single dead wolf that's just kind of been like skinned and gutted. It seems like there was a fight here relatively recently. Maybe you gather perhaps last night, but whatever it is seemed to have missed you.
Uh-oh. Should Wadania take the helmet, taking the pelt, maybe?
I would say, yeah. Actually,
Or
that I
would
think
that
about
be
it,
a survival check to get the pelt?
it most likely would have just been a pile of like offal, as in like organs and junk, because the people that had killed it would probably have skinned it. So never mind.
All right.
There is remnants of something dying here recently.
Well, if it's just signs of skinning, it means whoever got attacked survived.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna hit you like a 12-ton truck and be like, oh, they're all dead. Congrats.
Damn it.
And with that, I'd say you guys finish the rest of your travel. That's the last real thing of note.
Looks like for the sake of our trip, the people we're following, we looks like we owe that to the people we're following. Sorry.
Indeed, you did get lucky when you rolled into the town when a pack of wild animals was supposed to attack, but then someone was in front of you.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, you enter the town, or you're up on like the outskirts. The town's name is Avamarnus. It's slightly bigger than the town you went through. It's more than just kind of a small collection of buildings. It's got like rudimentary wooden walls, and it seems like it's maybe around double the population of the last small town. But it very much has like a kind of hunting outpost feel. So, I don't have.
Is there a guard posted then?
There are a pair of guard towers around a gate, which you guys roll up to, and as they see you guys kind of coming in as a small caravan, they'll hail you, and you see one of the guards kind of perks up. Hello. What's your business in Avamarnus?
Passing through.
Passing through. We're the end of the line.
We're heading off an expedition from here.
Oh, that's neat. I guess he kind of gives the party a glance. You're not gonna make any trouble, are you?
Although
No,
that is my
no.
name, that is not my game.
If I DM groan.
General groan.
My name is Trouble Jurat. I am a paladin of Ior.
You see that he kind of signals for a couple of people beneath to start pushing open the gates. Haven't seen you around these parts. Are you,
Praise
First time through?
Eeyore.
For me personally, it is. Me and my party are currently heading up an expedition for a sake of how should I put this? A contract of sorts.
I see. Well, as long as you don't cause any trouble in town, and he'll kind of like hesitate there for a second.
I give him a knowing grin and don't say anything.
As long as you don't cause a disturbance in town, I'm sure we'll get on just fine.
I'm sure we will. I give him a friendly pat on the shoulder
All right.
and a hearty laugh. For a bunch of towns on the outskirts of the Empire, they don't seem that particularly well ready for war. I should add, outside of character.
Yeah, especially the last one you went to. This one can kind of pass just in that there are a lot of armed people walking around, but that's kind of just because, you know, the people that live here make their living by hunting, and it's kind of you know, it's not like there's a million soldiers here that are ready to start marching. Regardless, there are several buildings in town here. I mean, it's quite a bit larger. There's a few inns. There's a local church, smithy, tannery, all of that good stuff. You guys gonna look for anything in particular, or just call it a night?
I'd look for opportunities to provide charity.
All right.
Seems like a big enough town for it. Maybe a few injured hunters.
Yeah, very notably, you head over to the church, and there are several people there that are kind of laid out on stretchers that look pretty roughed up. On top of just like a couple of hunters that seem to have, you know, average injuries, these people are pretty roughed up.
My goodness, what happened to you folks?
You see a rather tall human individual kind of stand up from the side of one of the bedsides. Say, I mean, we really just got here. We were attacked by wolves last night. It was pretty bad. They got the jump on us. Are you a paladin?
Yes. Show me to your most wounded.
Alright. He gestures you over to a couple of wounded men that are also laying out on these cots. It says,
Ooh, that's a solid 9 right there.
yeah, okay. 9 is a lot of health for these commoners, so you can see, like, there's a man that's practically on death's door, and you go over and, he's got some pretty serious, just, like, gashes across his chest that are, like, bleeding through whatever bandages they're putting on, but, you managed to heal them up.
7 and 3 for the other ones. Each on individual people. I am afraid that's about as much as my grace would allow me for tonight, but I can help you bandage if there's anything loose, I suppose.
You would see that even the clergy and people here, they get surprised when you actually use magic. It's not often, especially over like this far away from the monarchy and just this deep into the side roads, that like someone that's capable of doing this shows up. So they're kind of in a little bit of awe there.
I take a quick look around to see if anyone's a bit else requires maybe a heal check.
There's one or two people that are like minorly injured. They've got a few you know, claw bite marks, but nothing as major as the 3 that you managed to lay on hands. But if you'd like to heal, go ahead.
I can try and roll a heal check, yeah.
Mhm.
And poor, poor roll.
Yeah,
But can't do any more, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of give it a shot and realize pretty quickly, despite not having magic, the clergy here are pretty damn good at patching people up normally. So you don't manage to make any additional progress on their wounds.
I'm afraid this is my limit for now then. Yeah, suppose I'm a bit weary from traveling myself. As a matter of fact, someone in my group might be interested to meet you. Do you by chance have a daughter or little girl in your group?
I do. That's an odd question to ask.
That is
We
a very
found
weird question to
someone's
ask.
toy on the side of a road.
Oh, really?
Yes, let me go get them. I'll be right back.
Notably, me would have gone to the inn in town instead of the church to look for them.
All right.
That would be where I'm heading to.
There
Okay,
are
back to you.
there are a couple of inns in this town, so.
I would have headed to the cheaper one.
All right. There is a common and a poor, so you head to the poor. A couple of hunters are kind of, talking at the bars. There's a general commotion. It seems like this is a place that people will just kind of go to kick back after a day of work and get a few beers. But doesn't
I
seem like
suppose.
there's a
Yeah,
bunch of new travelers.
I won't make a perception check, and instead I'll just wait for trouble to come through the door, I suppose.
So eventually, Trouble, you kind of ask around. I'm sure you bump into a couple of members of the party, and they'll point you the right direction. So
Yeah. I flop in the tavern, and I assume I see Miyu pretty quickly.
assuming she's just waiting at a table, maybe idly, like
No, this is
Eating
an
a-
active. This is an
Miyu.
active.
I yell out,
I will snap to attention.
"Follow me! I think I found our quarry."
I will take a light to medium jog after you.
Alrighty. And I take you back to the church of a small town, village. Yeah.
right. So you head back over, and you see the man that was before kneeling over a cot is now kind of like standing outside the church, keeping an eye out for you guys, and sees you approach. And he gives a wave and says, "What can I do to thank you? I mean, it's
It
never
was
been-
nothing. You don't have to thank me. I am off sworn to charity.
I proudly produce the stuffed rabbit and indicate that there is not a single new, or I won't even say new, there is not a single scratch on it since it has been left. It is well loved and deserves to continue being loved.
You see the gruff man gives a small smile and says, "I know someone that will be very happy to meet you.
I would be honored. Or we would be honored, I guess.
Name's Maravar, by the way. What's yours?"
Miyu. Something along those lines. Yeah, Miyu.
Nice to
You don't
meet you,
sound very
Miyu.
sure
Something
who you're
along
going
those
for.
lines. Sorry.
I kick you in the shin.
He says,
I
I'm,
am.
I am genuinely kind of starstruck as it is.
"Well, follow me, follow me." And he will lead you guys to the common inn here.
I guessed wrong.
Indeed. But as he goes to the door, he says, "Tell you what, I know you said nothing, but it doesn't sit right with me. Your ale tonight's on me."
I appreciate that.
He
It
I
would
know
be an
someone
insult
would
to
be
turn
very
away
happy
now.
to hear that.
he kind of gives a funny looking nod, and
Cody sneezes in the background.
No, this is DOS.
Oh yeah.
he kind of points at you, Mia, and gestures upstairs and begins walking up here himself. He'll stop and kind of like knock on a door, and you see it's answered by a pair of also humans that he talks to briefly, and you show them the bunny, and they also kind of like are happy about it before they go back and say, "Emma, there's someone here to meet you." And for the sake of me not having to roleplay a small child, they are produced.
Voila. Lemma.
You have made a child very happy. She kind of like wonders what it's all about. Eyes go wide when she sees you, and she just like runs at you. and gives you a big old hug.
I graciously accept it, give her the rabbit, and we'll just give a nice smile.
She'll beam back at you with missing teeth because, you know, that's always how that works.
All right.
Congratulations, you solved the rabbit plushie quest line.
Most important quest line in the entire D&D campaign, I'm telling you.
Woohoo!
If I had a place that wasn't purely mechanics on my character sheet, I would put it there.
On a side note, Trouble would perk up and say, this is a little belated, but I am Trouble Druat. I am a paladin of Ior.
He kind of scratches his head and says, you know, I don't think I've heard of that god before, but anyone that's willing to help is a friend of mine.
It is the monarchy's deity of justice.
Quite just you are, then. I haven't been over there myself, so I hope you forgive me.
It's quite a long way, so I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, they said this is the end of the road, but you guys are staying at the inn. Where are you headed?
We had a couple of things to deliver, and we're going to be heading back deeper into the Empire pretty soon here.
Really? Mind if I ask if you speak Dwarvish?
He responds with a yes in Dwarvish.
Da.
So, about those drinks, you mind coming with me to get them?
I guess. I'm going to be eating. I presume you'd stay here too, if you'd like.
Up to you. I have an associate that I'd like you to meet with.
All right.
As I'm sure you can see where this is going, Alex.
Are you introducing him to Dog?
No, I'd like to introduce him to Duraka and the cipher.
Okay.
Oh, did you make a copy of that?
We did.
Who is
I'll
And I
tag
just
along.
Yeah, any knowledge. I guess we have to let him in, kind of.
So you show him the cipher on the map?
I show him the cipher and just indicate that we're having trouble translating this, and if he happens to have any knowledge of what it could mean, or if there's a keyword or common, I guess, practices. He seems like a knowledgeable individual.
He takes a glance at it and says, I can read the characters, but what's there is gibberish. Some of those aren't even Dwarvish characters.
Hmm.
Oh,
They're rotated every which way. A couple of them are mirrored. This is obviously some sort of code, but damned if I know.
you've
Do
been
you-
most helpful. Thank you.
Do you perchance know anyone who be experienced in this kind of cipher?
Honestly, no. I'm really just a trading traveler. I don't,
That
code
is
break in my spare time. My guess is take it to a main city, give it to a wizard or someone smart.
understandable. Yeah, that you've been more than kind on this matter.
And we'll drink our ales and I assume have a decent time before calling it a night.
So to each of you, don't worry about the cost of the inn tonight or the cost of food. It is paid for by the caravan.
Andrew, you get to drink.
Woohoo! Start the drinking games.
Oh.
Go crazy.
Andrew, normally you stand out. Now you're in a city of mostly dwarves.
I am
That
a
is the other
mountain
thing.
among men.
That is the other thing that kind of stands out. This caravan was basically everyone you saw was human. Almost everyone in this town is a dwarf.
Remind me, Andrew, were you 6'5" or something?
No,
7 foot?
no,
How tall were you?
I'm not tall.
Okay.
Oh,
How are you?
I think I put it down. I'm like, I want to say you're like somewhere in the range.
3'2".
No, of like 5'10" to 6'2".
Alright,
I
then you're
have
taller
mine
than
written.
dwarves.
I'm taller
I'm-
than dwarves, but I'm not like
oh, sorry.
mountain height.
Yeah.
I am completely and utterly jacked though. So
I mean,
Trouble is
Talaro's like
6'2".
5'7", so
Swole.
she's feeling pretty tall.
Even amongst, yeah.
Am I the tallest one in the party then? 6'2"?
Me beat.
Probably.
Oh no, Anya's like a freaking stick. I remember.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
never mind. She's taller than me. I remember.
She's
She
tall
was
as
the one
shit,
that was
I just-
huge.
I don't remember.
She's taller than me. I remember that much.
Oh, she's 6'6",
Yep.
which means to these dwarves, she's like
2.
she's 2.
Behold the tallest.
Like she's just kind of walking around, and the majority of people here come up to like waist height on her, I suppose. She's double as tall as them. Anyways, this is, I think, as good as any a spot to cut since we're nearing on 10 o'clock.
Real
Yeah.
quick, how many rations did we spend from last town before this?
2.
2. Okay.
Technically, yeah, 2 still, because I mean, you traveled for the majority of the day before you feasted here, so.
Yeah, thanks for carrying those stuff.
Are we at 10?
We are.
10 days total. Yep.
Okay. I thought I counted correctly. Zach, are we getting cut?
Oh, let me transition us out.
Okay, because
Thanks
I
for watching,
was going to
Donnie.
make a joke about